Listen to
Sounds
this one,
about right.
see how this one goes.
There he is.
All right. And it does seem to hold our positions like the camera's necessary. I didn't have to adjust anything.
Yeah, that's the way it should work. Oh, mine popped open. Yeah, okay. So you're saying Hans is off-centered on this, Heather?
Yeah, yours, when I went back to look, like it was only... And maybe it's just because he leans forward for part of it.
It's
but
I
because
do.
he leans forward.
Because I do this.
Yeah. When he leans
I'm trying to
forward,
make.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not do it, but well, that's the one thing I don't like about the Discord. It's like narrow like this, like kind of like letterbox or something. You know, like wider this way and then like narrower this way. So to get, so we don't have like a black band. I guess I could make the nameplates a different shape to fit Discord a little better.
you could always turn your camera on its side and then rotate your.
I don't think that'll
source.
change how it'll do that. Oh God, that made my head hurt.
What you do.
And then I could plug the coax into the.
Look, I got some pictures I can show you to help you out.
No, that's all right.
You did change the picture for Mel. Cool.
I did. I put you up your new picture, which I'm pretty excited about. So
If you paid for it, you got to put it up there.
Yeah.
that was a good
That was-
present.
I have to give you her DeviantArt link so you can put it up underneath. If I didn't know
Yeah,
that,
I didn't know what it was. I don't know anything about it.
I will send it to you.
Well, I guess we are all here.
Not ready yet.
Not ready yet? Okay.
Slow can have nice thing.
Not ready yet.
Not ready yet? Okay.
So the question is, how do I mute Twitch running in the background? But not
How do you pop out the chat box?
otherwise.
Pop out.
That's a better song to have in your head than the one that's been in mine all weekend.
Which is?
I was listening to 90s hits with the kids on the way home from my parents on Halloween. And it's, come on, Barbie, let's go party.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the video of the person in Europe blasting it from their car and then a bunch of just
No.
drunk people? I will send it and link it. It's amazing. It is the best. I'll find it.
But yeah, that's what's been running through my head all weekend. And it'll just randomly pop out. No! Barbie, get out of my head.
Okay, should be good.
This is
I've heard
innocent.
all sorts of other cool songs.
That's
and
weird.
That's the one that sticks in my head. Oh, that one then Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, God.
That's
I'll
terrible.
take the Barbie one over Cotton Eye
Yeah,
Joe.
well,
Not jokes.
kill myself.
Yeah, much rather have. Well, I don't know about much rather. I don't know what kind of '90s hits you were listening to. Like,
It was. I had a
90s
YouTube channel on when
like
I was
this is
driving,
the
and it was
music
like
they used to
90s
torture Saddam Hussein when they caught him. '90s hit.
Yes, it was like
Torture
a YouTube
hits.
channel. It said like 90s greatest hits. I was like, all right, whatever, and I put it on by Lawrence. And so,
Damn.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
Bye,
yeah,
Felicia.
and like all this crazy stuff was on there. I was like,
Get out of here.
all are you doing, child?
This music's a little too always going aggressive. I need to find something else.
You mean you don't want to be always going and aggressive?
It fits right along with Zig.
All right, so you got your setup.
Yeah, I've got water leaking into my ceiling and all sorts of shit going on in the background, so I'll be here. I might have to just, back off now and again.
That's fine.
Water leaking does not sound fun.
Yeah, we had like a tornado go through that blew down a bunch of trees and took our fence apart and must have blown open the
I was
roof
waiting
a little
for-
bit. And-
We had a tornado that took my house away.
No,
Well,
that would be
it's still
nice.
standing around him, so. Oh,
Screen.
there you go.
Green screen confirmed.
Yeah.
Take a hurricane any day.
All right. Well, if you're ready, we rejoin our group, continuing their journeys in Terrifex City. Yeah. Welcome to 5E, the shopping and tavern crawl simulator. Where we'll
So much
continue
fun.
our visit to the many taverns and shops of the area.
That type of game.
Look, I gotta pick up some tools, right?
But amongst the more notable events of the not quite a week yet, you've been in town. Just you've acquired ownership of an inn, formerly at least known as the Nine Pines, and in the process of getting it set back up and reopened. A couple other parties that were interested in purchasing it. You've met them and engaged in some other business. Both a local thieves guild who's trying to stave off a rival gang on which the inn is on the border of the territory that is disputed, and working with them, as well as a local businessman and owner of a number of establishments, including an inn that you visited, and that's Harrison Blacksteed. Asked you to retrieve the remains of Kelcall, a halfling adventurer that was part of his party from many years ago, that was lost in some catacombs that he told you where they were. You offered to do this as a gesture of good faith with him, to earn some goodwill with him, which he seemed to really appreciate and didn't mind too much. After which, when Zig proceeded to get extremely drunk in his establishment, you also visited the Blue Willow Inn, which is in the Lantern Grove district, a place of interesting nightlife and all kinds of characters. So you met a number of individuals in there, but you were specifically looking to try to find Ramona's sister Reba, who was not there. But following a lead from back at the stocking in the Fairwind Isles, you followed a man out of there and got more information from him.
Much to the annoyance of Eldak and Eben.
I don't think they're annoyed that you got information from him. I don't know.
You didn't see Andrew glaring at me.
He revealed quite a bit of information, worried that you and your meddling and interest would spoil his plans, whatever they are, that he has arranged for Reba to marry a local nobleman, and not wanting those plans disrupted, has tried to give you enough to ensure your silence. Their wedding is planned for a week, during which there will be a display on some local tournament grounds outside the city as part of the wedding. with a wedding celebration, and Zig, you vaguely remember as you wake up in the morning possibly agreeing to fight in a tournament. They wanted you to beat up an old man or something like that. And I think that's where we pick up the next morning.
Looking forward to it.
I wake up much later than the others. Much
I'm
later
always
than
up
I
early.
usually do.
I'm up early.
Okay.
But I'm staying in my room until I need to leave. Or until someone tries to get me. Yeah.
All right. As you guys
I'm
are
downstairs looking at the map again.
okay,
I'm still just trying to get
So-
it down.
studying the map, you're up before everyone else. There is a bit of activity going on downstairs. Some of the crew from the ship is here, and the place has been pretty much cleaned up pretty good. Some smaller items they've been stockpiling. They're making plans for the day to spend some more of the money that they made from the sale of some of the exotic pelts to further furnish. And there's breakfast cooking and food available and everything here.
Is Sharkbait around?
Yeah, he's here. He's up a little later than the rest. He stumbles down a little later. Sitting off to the side to not get drug into any of this, what closely resembles work going on by the rest of the crew.
I asked, hey, Sharkbait, come here for a bit.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
You've been to Terrafax before, and I sort of lay the map out. Is there any places here that I should sort of take notice of, good or bad, to either steer clear or maybe check out?
Well, I'm not real familiar with the city, but in terms of steering clear, and he kind of points to the western edge, sort of north of where the ship is moored. Now, these districts over here are quite a bit more
Child
rough
murder.
and tumble and dangerous.
Is that where you guys ran into the
No,
Stilettos? Or
no,
different?
that's just a few blocks from here. No, but these areas it's really the low end of the city. Let's put it this way, you wouldn't want to stay at an inn there. It's for people with very little coin, the poor slums of the city. And a number of the city sewers end up, I believe, running out there into the main river, and it's
Did
Yeah.
you guys see that link
The-
I put up?
I did.
the wharfs, as the wharf district as well is kind of a bit more. Or you can watch both at the same time.
Yeah, multi-twitch is the jam.
I forgot about multi-twitch.
People don't do it very often. Got more wasabi, please.
But the wharf district as well is fairly full of sailors and lower rent areas and taverns. Fairly full of sailors and lower rent areas and taverns. So, as the rest of you eventually awake.
Yep,
I'll come downstairs. Fine.
I'm ready to kill an old man.
Ooh, session 50. Well, I think they said the wedding was in about a week's time.
There's a week
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, I come down yawning. So they said that, let's see, we've got kill a bunch of crap in the sewer.
Do you have your camera
And-
flipped on?
Do I have what?
your camera flipped on your Discord or your?
Yes, it is. Yes, his camera is
Okay.
flipped.
What?
Yeah. So you're facing the opposite way on your stream than you are on mine. So I was just wondering if you must have just did a transform.
Yeah,
A vertical.
last week or whatever. I walked.
I
Past,
think
I was
you
like,
do.
Wait, I'm walking the wrong direction.
I think you do.
No, it's yours, Hans, because I was watching yours the day. I was like, wait a minute, I'm going the wrong way in the room. But
It doesn't matter. The way you have it set up, it looks like you're facing everyone else, so it actually works well. But
yeah, we're good.
Now you got me.
I always have to point out something to slow everything to a crawl.
No, mine is mine is set normally. I know because those posters right there over my left shoulder.
If
Yeah, you're
If
pointing
I-
to your right, though.
Not on mine.
if I walked through, you would see that it's backwards on yours.
It's not a big deal. It's just
It looks
flip.
it looks so funny on the.
I know, but I'm telling you, you're
multi-twist.
saying I'm pointing to my right, but I am aware of like what my left and right shoulders are.
There. Now it matches. I flipped it horizontal. It matches.
Actually, everybody's looks backwards on yours. No, not everybody's.
Mine matches Discord exact.
But see, they can't tell, so they.
Bryce is getting upset. He's saying, "Get on with it."
All right, I know. Come on.
Hans would stop messing up his OBS. We
I-
wouldn't have to have these pauses.
It's. So,
I'm back.
No real names. Sorry.
no real names. All right, so. You've all awoken. Come downstairs. Get some breakfast. Zig is looking much more chipper this morning. Eldak looks a little haggard.
Chipper.
Doesn't look like he slept very well, but you don't remember him drinking that much, actually.
Nope.
I got myself a nice long rest. It's like 11 o'clock when I come wandering down,
Jesus.
Jeez, you bum.
which is like
We've
way
already
late.
we've left.
Which is like way late, unless somebody's gonna wake me up way earlier.
But you alright, Eldad?
Okay, so what are we doing? Are we going to go into a
Having a
sewer?
hard time sleeping. It's
On the
fine.
alcohol yesterday?
No,
The whiskey?
negative. That is not the
Alright.
case.
Want a hammer across the forehead? That help you sleep? So are we going to the sewer? Are we going to the wedding thing?
The wedding's
Well,
at
we
the
have
end
to
of the
wait.
week.
The
Yeah.
wedding's
Okay.
another week, so
Then
I'd
to the
say
sewer.
I
let's
think we have
deal
to
with the sewer
meet
first.
with them so that they can tell us where to.
They pointed it
where
out
exactly
to
we
you
need to
last
go.
night, didn't they?
No, they pointed out where to meet them. They didn't say where we should enter.
Hmm.
So they pointed out where we
Yeah,
should
because
go to.
it wasn't a definite
talk to
answer
them.
that we'd help them. So we have to go to them to tell them that we're going to help, and then we'll find more information.
Well,
let's-
I mean, it's
let's
either
go.
that or we go outside of town and do Harrison.
Yeah,
we have
I-
2 weeks for that.
To do.
I think
yeah.
we have more than that now that we're not being paid for it. I feel like the time
Yes,
frame is.
this is true. Because we're not being paid, we don't have any sort of time limit on it. We'll do it if we feel like it.
But I don't know how far out or how long that could take. So
Pretty sure the body
I
is.
figure
Yeah,
potentially
the body's not-
dealing with the stilettos and whatever's in the sewers will take less than a week's time.
Yeah.
And at
Well,
least
so we're in
we're
town,
technically in the city.
We probably do need to deal with the stilettos anyway. We don't need them bothering us.
Yeah, but I also don't know how we're gonna get rid of an entire thieves guild.
Yeah, we can start with the sewers and figure it out.
Extermination.
Let's
So
In
start
the
off quick.
city.
I
City up
guess
there.
we go find Trixie and her dear friend.
I'm fine with that.
Which one is that?
Okay. And they had given you a location on the eastern edge of
On the map I had, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the eastern edge of the Levy Ward.
Cliven.
Yeah, Cliven. That was not the name I wanted to give him.
So you,
Good old Clitty. Clivey.
Yes.
Clyde.
Clitty.
You're right.
you. God dang it. So you gather up your stuff, your things, and head down the road to the east, and then up along the wall of the city, weaving in and out of the people in the streets. There's a little less traffic along the road by the wall, and you travel up a ways. It's not quite all the way to where the sodality was, but sort of up in that same direction. And there are a number of larger stores and buildings, and then a small set of like residential sort of rundown-looking row houses, sort of dark and cramped between the other larger buildings. And it looks like one of these is where they had told you could find them.
Alright. I walk up and I rap on the door.
Yeah, I'm sort of just keeping an eye out around here, see if anybody's maybe taking interest in us.
Okay, you can make a perception check.
I knock on the door and I yell, "Are there any thieves in there?"
Seriously, Zig?
Why we can't have nice things?
Pretty much.
19?
You don't notice anybody on the street that stands out, or it's hard to get a read on everyone, but nobody's is obviously following you or appears to be watching you, sorting through the different people that take notice of the imposing form of Zig in his adamantine plate armor with a skull-looking helmet, but they seem to be just the normal gawks. Zig raps on the door and shouts out. There is a moment of silence, and then some shuffling of feet inside, and then a rattling of a latch or a bar on the other side of the door being opened up. And from outside of the door, a smell wafts out of like baking and pastries. And you're in sort of the back door of whatever this is, and there is a kitchen area, and there's like a woman with a apron and like a white sort of bonnet at the door. And what do you need? What are you accusing me of? And like you can see, there's just pies being baked in like a large oven in there, and appears to be a
You don't look very nimble. I doubt you can take many purses off of people.
I think
Where's-
he's got the wrong door, ma'am.
I have the wrong door. Be quiet. Where's Trix and
She sticks, kind of cranes her head out and like looks around. Get inside here, and sort of motions her arms for you all to come inside.
Right. Let us
Alright.
in, mama thief.
And once you're all inside, she closes the door and like puts a large wooden a bar back on it. Yeah. And then she kind of goes to the side door, down toward. It looks like there's a small hallway with a stairway going down to like a cellar, and she shouts down there, "Skella, there's people up here to see you. Get them out of my kitchen." She goes back to opening a hot oven and kind of that's gonna like getting some pies out of the oven.
Cliven lives in the basement of his mom's house. That makes
Look, you gotta start somewhere, man.
Another face comes to the top of the stairs and looks out. It was the other. There was another member. There was another member there in the alley where you and Sharkbait were there. This is that other guy that was there, and he's like, "Down here," and kind of holds the door open for you.
Is that the sewer, or does it just smell like it?
Not yet. It's one of our safe
Smells
areas.
good from all the pies around.
Yeah, it does smell good. Fresh berries from the countryside and that pastry smell.
Love
Take one off the
Down.
counter.
Down there, it
Ah!
smells like
She slaps your kind of at your hand as you like reach for one of them.
30-year-old
A woman's got to make a living.
and wallowing in his own despair. So it's a little stank down there. That's all I'm saying.
What? Are you coming?
I head down.
Okay.
I go down as well.
All right, it's like a narrow stairway, wooden, kind of dark, ramshackle stairway that goes down into like a cellar area. And there's a number of barrels and flour sacks and stuff down there that's probably used in the baking that they're selling. These, some local store or something. And he goes over to one side. And along the wood wall, runs his hand down one board until he finds like a secret thing and pulls open a concealed door. And behind there is another staircase going down.
Is it all still dark? Are there torches
No.
or like sconces or anything?
Yeah, there's like a
Like
torch in
where?
a sconce, like right on the other side, just a little bit down behind the concealed door.
Well, I keep
No,
moving
we
forward.
lost somebody.
Andrew.
It's gonna throw everything off.
You tear me apart.
What you doing? You're trying to throw stuff off? Trying to ruin the stream?
No. Shit was
Another,
bugging on my end, but I fixed that.
So you enter through that door and down the next stairs. As he comes in behind you and latches the concealed door behind him and takes the torch off the wall and carries it behind you. As you follow these sort of rickety stairs down, suddenly you're not really like in like a. You kind of expected maybe a subcellar or some other subterranean room or. But actually, what you find yourself in is to an area that opens up kind of large, and there are. It looks to be some sort of subsection of the city, maybe from a previous time that was built over. And there are sort of ancient, decrepit houses in a small, almost like effectively a cavern. It's not like a natural cavern per se. It looks like somehow. Whatever this area down below the actual city wall was built over, maybe it almost looks like the way the ground is slanted as you step down onto earthen and rocky floor. It was maybe a hillside originally when the wall, and then they've since built over the top to like level the city out in some ancient time. And so now there's like this subsection, but this area is only about like 3 old buildings and houses that are all decrepit, but you can see some light coming from inside some of them. And the man behind you, Skeller, says, most people don't know about these places. There's a few of them scattered around about the city. We use this, one of the assets of the levee ward. There's a number of these run along this wall. Keep this as a safe area. You'll never see guards or anybody else come down here. And then he kind of moves a little bit faster than you to the, kind of just stepping around you to the front of the building there, and opens the door. And inside, there's a table, some chairs. I mean, it's not real like luxurious, but as a concealed hideout, it's not bad. Tables, some chairs, some shelves on things, and sitting around the table are a couple people you don't recognize that sort of be looking to wear the same sort of blue cloaks, as well as Trix and Cliven.
The Taurus.
Well, all right then, Cliven says and kind of stands up. I didn't know if you'd be coming by or not.
Where's the sewer?
All right to business. There's a passageway that connects to it from here. That's why we use this area. Linton, take him and
Oh,
show
that's
him.
your breath. That's not this. I thought we were standing over a sewer because I could smell something coming from your face. Yeah, it's just your breath. Never mind. Yeah, so what do we have to kill? I mean, it seems to me you could just go probably breathe on it down there and it would die, but crawl away in horror. But, other than that.
He's kind of giving you a look like, just sort of like, kind of like, our... Yeah.
All right, get on with it.
Well, a little bit, but not sure exactly what he's thinking. Kind of irritated, possibly a little bit, but...
Oh, lighten up, Clive.
You get used to him eventually.
Yeah, I look at Clive. I'm like, this is how he lets you know he likes you.
You don't get used to
Trust
it.
me.
What does he do if he doesn't like you? Wait a minute. I think
Kills
I
you.
saw them in the alley.
He usually takes off your head.
Yeah.
He usually will carry a belt of heads.
It's a bag.
How I can believe that.
fits on my belt. It's
On
not a
your
belt
belt.
of heads. It's just I have a bag that's designated for the heads of my enemies.
Have you, see, you need to do shopping. You need a new bag. That bag, I don't even know if it's still functional. It's like,
I thought he left it.
He
Nasty.
still has it on his belt, but it's just still got a hole in it.
It's in tatters and it's kind of
is it the same one?
stained and
Ugh.
yeah, it's not usable right now.
Speaking of
but I'm
bad
not getting rid of it.
smells, there's a bad smell
Yeah.
around here. It's probably
I know,
originating from
right?
the darkly stained burlap sack that's torn and ripped and.
It's my favorite piece of clothing.
Well, we don't know what's down there. We've been exploring those as another means to get around the city, and we know there's a we know of a way to get all the way through without going into the underwater areas, all the way to the edge on the other side of Pelham Street. But we haven't fully explored it. The last man we sent down there, he never came back.
Maybe he just defected to the Stilettos.
It is
Or
possible.
maybe the
I
Stilettos,
believe they're
but
also
it's
trying
still-
to make use of the sewers as well.
I mean, they've got a cool name, like the Stilettos. What do you guys have?
It's a weak
You're
weapon.
You're just Cliven and Trix.
Of the Brady Bunch. No, the back one.
The Bloodhound Gang.
There you go.
We take the lead on either.
No,
That's beside
I'm
the
just
point.
messing with you. The Stilettos. Stilettos have people like Eldak in their gang, so they can't take them too seriously.
Well, I know there's a large gated area that can be gotten through. Unfortunately, our man that we lost had the only key.
That won't be a problem.
All right. Lyndon, you want to show them where it is? And
Indeed.
one of the other men from the room gets up to head for the door you came in.
We have to go back to the door that we came in.
Well, you're in this like house in the underground part of the city. Yeah, it's like not in the house. So because there's like an area, sort of almost like a cavern in this underground portion of the city. So he leads you out there, and away from some of the buildings, and there is it looks like a small tunneled out area where people have dug. And it looks like just sort of a little bit of a winding tunnel that kind of turns and goes down into the dirt. He says, down there, breaks into the sewer itself. I'll show you that far. There's something terrible down there, though. I'd have those weapons ready.
Always.
Put the one in the armored
Have you
suit in
seen
front.
what it
He kind
is?
of looks you up and down.
Well, I
I
could
asked
just
him if he has an idea of what it is, if he's seen whatever, or
drag
if
you
anyone
down
has
there
caught
and
a glimpse of it.
Something
use you as a
something in the
shield.
water.
Oh, fuck, there's... God.
Reptilian?
Hey, Zig is used to big crocodiles.
I don't
We're
know.
good.
I haven't been down there.
Any rumors?
cage
Gossip.
goes into the
Well,
water.
just from Jonesy, who
Sharks
had been
in the water.
exploring it. He said there's something
Water
large
shark.
moving in the waters. Fouls, all sorts of fetid and foul orders, and I'd see a cleric when you're done to make sure there's no disease upon you. But okay, he grabs a. He has like a torch he's grabbed, and he kind of has to hunch down. And
cast
Zig,
light.
you have to kind of really sort of hunch down. You do what?
I cast light.
Okay. Okay. All right then. Puts the torch back on the wall and kind of leads you down just a short winding area that then sort of breaks into like a long, narrow sewer-like tube made of stone in like a circular running along. It's pretty small. Zig almost has to be on his hands and knees.
Damn.
The rest of you are hunched down really low as well. He says, right up there, there's a ladder down. And you can see this small tunnel runs either way, like north and south. But then, like there's like a chute going down, and you can see like some iron rungs of a ladder. 20 feet or so ahead. There's a thin rivulet of water sort of in here. It doesn't smell fresh, but it's not like necessarily,
Shit water.
Yeah, no,
Right.
but waste runoff. This seems to be some sort of main just runoff. One of the upper pipes, the city runoff, but trash from the streets, and people do throw their buckets out the window. So hey, medieval times, man.
Sophisticated.
Should invent the magic toilet. Become a millionaire.
Dude. Sounds
Just
right.
Teleports.
Sounds like a
into
Gilmore
it's
thing.
like I have one of those. I have a chest that I can just shit in that just disappears. I go ahead and climb down the.
It's there when you open it up again, though.
That's,
Only if I think about it really hard. I can
So
send
you're gonna-
shark bait to just push it out of the chest on the other side. Yeah, it
I'll
just
follow
I go
after
down. I go down the ladder.
yeah, same.
Ditto.
All right, you crawl sort of through the nasty water and over to there.
By the way, I'm wearing my old reds for this.
Okay.
I'm not sewer
Dressy.
crawling in all my nice new clothing.
Just give me a sec here. Try to set up all my stuff.
Where's the new map? DM, go. Come on, DM bias.
I'm checking to make sure I have all the stuff on there.
Ba, 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 ba. The fucking best.
I'm digging this music that's playing on my channel right now. Some Chrono Trigger remix.
Okay.
It is called black.
Darkness, everyone.
Yeah, I know.
Good darkness.
Okay, just checking.
Twisted Darkness.
I need to get your little icons out because I didn't set them up. Because I didn't know where you're going.
That's alright, neither did we.
It's gonna be this.
No, I know this is what we were doing.
It's this, the wedding,
I never know.
the
Yeah.
catacombs,
Yeah. This, the wedding, the catacombs.
and then whatever else in between that happens to come.
So, can you see the map?
That's the immediate thing. Yeah.
Shaw.
At the bottom of the ladder is a damp room. There's a circular sewer tunnel heading out to the west. Fetid water drips all along the walls, pooling down into puddles that are all across the floor. There's a healthy growth of really nasty-ish green slime coating the walls and floors. That kind of makes for a little bit slippery footing. You just a little bit of a foot slip, and make sure to take note of that, Zig, as you step off the ladder.
Yummy. Healthy floor down here, guys.
Good luck! And hear him shout from the top of the ladder.
Bye-bye, Wimp. Alright, let's go kill this thing.
Okay. You head off down the hallway there, the circular sort of tunnel that's going out.
I'll trail it back
Only way to go, right?
and watch behind us.
Yeah, that you saw. Oh, that's not it. So the rounded tunnel descends west into darkness. You still have your light spell going. You cast it on your little crystal. When you cast your light, you cast it on an object you bring
Yes.
with you? Okay.
Yes, it's on my crystal. On
Ah.
my neck.
The pooled water from the walls drips slowly to the base where a thick base of muck and slime has settled. Where you're at walking now, you're tromping through this muck. You kind of detect a slight slope going down towards the far side, as there is a very, just ever so slight flow to the water. Zig just immediately begins tromping down there, boots, sloshing and plopping through the muck.
Ew.
And as Zig reaches there, a huge section of the ceiling just seems to give way and fall upon them. And
Oh, good.
you guys are like moving so fast. You didn't let me read the description. You guys are like writing down there.
I am like 10 feet out of the main doorway.
I'm still in the main room.
Yeah.
I got to attack something like 2 weeks ago, so
Someone's a little antsy.
Okay. So as he steps out to there, the whole ceiling. At first, you think the whole ceiling's caving in, but then you realize that from the ceiling is shooting down a thick, nasty spray of wet fog and mist. 15-foot cone. I think it's just Zig then.
Classic. Oh,
Good.
Hey, it missed
These
your
you.
favorite. Your favorite.
Acid. Giant slime.
I don't know why it has a attack. So actually, just you need to make a DC 14 Dexterity saving throw. As this wet slime and mist,
Nope.
as it hits you, you can feel it first like just splosh, and then it's like, and it's all extremely acidic, burning
Very
in the
expensive armor,
Oops,
you
oops,
piece of
oops.
shit.
That's not it. I'm fumbling. I don't remember how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
It's
Oh,
been
that's
so
a lot.
long since we played each
You
other.
take 17 points of acid damage. It just seeps through the cracks right between the joints of the armor, burning you and searing you underneath. Ugh. And grit your teeth as it happens. That's basically a surprise round. So roll for initiative.
Holy shit. Starting off quick.
I'm gonna wait until the thing is up because I don't see the.
Yeah, I don't.
There we go.
It's working. Yeah, it's minimized or whatever. I don't know why this guy
Will you
trash
please
bags on
take
there.
that somewhere else?
Oh, hold
Thank
on
you.
now. I got all kind. Oh God. Apparently, it still have the old ones on there.
Odd.
Alright.
I rolled a natural 20. I'm not re-rolling my initiative.
That's fine. No,
You
you're
know what's
not.
up there?
Yeah, all of I see all of them.
That was nice.
Oh my god, really?
What's your? It's the dex roll. Dex.
Son
What's
of
your
a
dex?
bitch!
What's your dex?
He's got a
Jared?
+2 and he's got a 22. He's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so then
He
he
beat
was
me
up
by
first.
1.
One.
So, you seeing it come down, you look up and you see hanging from the ceiling is this giant blob, and you can see portions of it moving like pseudopods that are familiar, having faced oozes and slimes in the past. Below the Morantz area, you can tell that this thing is a living hunk of slime of some kind. But you are the first. I guess Eben is the first to react.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. Okay.
You have a higher dex.
Yeah, I just forgot that a natural 20 doesn't matter on initiative. That's why I was like, oh wait, I actually do go first. I was expecting Vid or the thing to go. I immediately. So it basically just fell from the ceiling.
It's actually still hanging above him, but like portions of it are like reaching out.
So then, how
Large pseudopods.
how tall is this then?
The ceiling's
little
probably
hallway?
only 10 foot high.
Okay.
So he was sort of ducking
Oh.
under this slime because there's slime and muck all over the whole thing. But this, yeah.
I'm just gonna. As soon as I see it, I'll just take 2 quick shots with my longbow because
Okay.
remembering what happens to a weapon when I stay using the longbow for this particular instance.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, I remember this will fuck up my shit. 13. I don't think that hit.
That is a hit.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's a large blob of slime hanging from the ceiling. It's not real difficult to hit. Not exactly dodging.
Shot.
Han's looking at general chat.
Oh, natural 20.
Okay, in the general chat.
Yeah.
The general chat. Oh, I can't do that. I have to stay on the call.
It won't change it.
It lets you stay in the call when you flip back and forth.
Well, it moves my. It changes all the cameras, and it just broke it on the stream.
Gotcha.
That's
So I
weird.
take 2 regular shots.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 18 points of damage.
All right.
Ooh, that's
2 arrows
that's
and, like completely pierce and drive, and disappear into the slime.
Yeah, I remember us dealing with that. I just sort of I hold my spot, but I like shift so that if people need to get through, they can. I think this is sort of a tight corridor.
Okay. Zig.
Piece of shit. Eight points of damage.
Okay. 8 points of damage. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
You miss with that one.
today.
Back to combat we go.
Yeah, you just flail your using your jaguar's maw. The little jaguar growl echoes in the tunnel. Smack it, just like chunks of slime splatter against the wall and stick to the head of it, and then you reel around and try to hit it
You're a
again, and
tiny
just sort of,
cow.
can't seem to find its center of mass. There's lots of slime on the ceiling that don't appear to be part of the creature. It's just sort of camouflaging itself in it. Okay. Then it's its turn.
Yay, more acid.
It let's see, no, just one large hunk of slime hangs down and just swings like in a pendulum like motion, aiming for your upper body. What's your armor class?
18.
So you take 9 bludgeoning damage, and it leaves a searing, like burning through the armor again.
21. Just say 21.
Well, it's 24.
Oh, why did it say 21?
We don't get to see
The
it.
attack was the 21 to hit. It's 9 bludgeoning and 15 acid damage.
Alright, 24.
Damn, ouch.
And then it releases itself from the ceiling and falls completely over you. What happens is actually
old familiar feeling.
as you're sort of swinging and holding your axe in there, it sort of falls over you, like half on either side of you, right? Like it's like directly above you. And as it falls and you're sort of swinging and trying to defend, and just the force of it coming over the top of your body, it like splits the slime completely in half. And now each half has a pseudopod sort of emanating from it.
Oh.
Okay. Seems legit.
Eldak.
Can I get through?
It's a pretty small tunnel. It's going to cost you some extra movement to push by people.
I shifted. I used my movement to shift, if that helps any. I said it.
He did say it.
Okay.
Since I knew that people would probably have to
So
get
can I
past me.
get here though? I just want to get.
Yep,
to the
you can.
front.
Yeah, you can get up to there.
Okay. I'm gonna stab at this one.
All right.
Do I have advantage because he's engaged?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Good hit.
$27 points of damage.
As the half of the blob splits out behind Zig, you dash forward, coming out around Eben, who's pressed back up against the wall, letting you by. Bring the rapier down and just slice it, splitting it wide open, piercing it, and it almost like a balloon full of
Goop.
thick goop or whatever pierces, just sort of bubbles out slime of like a lighter color as it's completely pierced, and that section is now a lifeless
Huzzah!
pile of goo.
Good.
Anything else that you would like to do?
I'll take a knee so that Evan can shoot over my shoulder.
Tebow right in the slime.
Be careful of your pants. The slime will melt you. You'll look like you have acid wash jeans. I don't know if you want that.
Oh god, I don't want that. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Fan art
Wish
incoming.
that on my worst enemy. Yeah, I should watch jeans.
Melusine?
Alright, I'm going to slip my drum around right hand side, pound off a little healing word at 3rd level for Zig. Because I'm not getting close enough to it. But he looks sticky.
Well, there's not really a space
will not.
to move up there, exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. Oh,
How
that
do
was
you
a joyous
fail?
9 points.
I like how he
Oh.
considered that a
Feel
fail.
bad.
The
Yeah,
red.
It's like, yo.
I
You
made
healed
what?
Nine
poorly,
points
just
back?
So you know.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Whenever Melisson heals me, it's always like least possible amount
I
of
didn't
shit.
know.
It's weird.
I don't know
Oh
how
wait,
it
no,
gets
it's not. It's me in
+1.
combat. Me in combat means everything hits me and nothing helps me. That's
And then for my
DM bias.
and
Way
then
to
I'm
die.
going to
Rigs it.
shift the tune and cast a Manticore Strike at the one that's
Okay.
on the other side for 5 points.
Okay. Dark spikes of energy flail down from the ceiling, hitting it on the top and piercing several places with hissing goo sort of emanating out. All right. Eben,
I immediately fire 2 quick shots. Right
there is
down
a
the
lot
path.
of traffic there.
I T-bowed.
I aim correctly.
Okay.
I can't really do anything. 18.
That's still a hit.
Five. Is this thing still considered hurt because it's
Yes.
split, or is that different? Oh,
Nope, it's damaged. Plus, it just got hit by the shadow of Shiko.
okay, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Second shot. 17.
Yep.
$17 total points.
All right. 2 arrows sink into it, sending bits, bubbling out of it where the arrows pierce it. It's still not. It's still not dead. It's still moving with a pseudopod flailing around the top. But it looks there's that lighter slime leaking out in about numerous puncture wounds.
It's cool. Get them out now against the slime and not against the potential.
The
reptilian.
slime covering your whole
Terrible.
grip, Jaguar's Maw, just slips from your hands, clattering to the floor as you try to strike it. Do you want to try to recover it?
I don't know. Do I get to attack again if I recover?
Yes. But you'll use your movement or your bonus action.
I'm not going anywhere anyway.
So you just reach your hand right down into the slime and part of its body, and, like, rip it up and then swing again.
There we go.
It's better.
And with a
That's better.
huge blow right across it, it just explodes like Gallagher smashing a melon. Or Gallagher smashing a bag of goo.
It was an old rotten mill.
And there's this light, hiss of like, just as the fades out and dies. And then there's silence, just the dripping of the sewer water.
How many temporary hit points is that?
Oh, you get a giant slime. You get 5 plus your roll.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Ouch.
We'll have to. How bad are you currently?
I'm at 35 of 67.
Alright, so after this, I move up and I'm gonna cure wounds him at 2nd level. God damn it. Fucking thing, let me. Fucking hate it. So it gets overly complicated the longer I am on this goddamn site.
Computer.
11 extra points of heal.
All right. You get 11 points back. All right.
Okay.
You've made it out of the first room.
Right.
I wouldn't even. That's not in the first room. That's the beginning hallway.
Yeah, we haven't even made it to a room yet. Of course, it is a sewer, so it could just be a series of hallways, I suppose. Yeah, I still don't like only having 46 health. If this is what we're dealing with, I need more.
I need more power.
Alright. You need another heal? Sorry, children are like.
I do have a potion of greater healing I could use, but that's more useful in combat, I would think. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Or just before combat, like if we knew that we
are we
stack
still
up.
in need of a lot?
I'm 21 points down yet.
Alright, so we will cast the 2nd level here. Or 9.
Alright, I'll take what
Don't
I
you
need.
get a bonus for...
I thought I did, but
let me look at something real quick.
when Roll20 switched over, maybe it's not giving my bonuses. That's why I looked at the other one and thought it was weird.
It's not called Cure Light Wounds anymore. Cure Wounds. Used to be called Cure Light Wounds. Trying to find it here.
Plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Yeah, it's not taking.
Oh, it's just 1d8. The additional, it's the higher level isn't 1d8 plus the modifier, so it's
Right, but
you
it's
only got the
usually
Well, you got the modifier on the other die.
No, it
3
didn't
plus
give me the
4.
modifier on the other die.
I can see it right here. 3 plus
Oh,
4.
there it is. Okay. The bottom one is the
Right.
the original.
The higher level cast is just another 1d8. That's correct.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Fine.
My balls are sucking
I
tonight.
put Jaguar's Maw away and I get out Blazing Gar and I just start like poking at the ceiling every step that I take.
Okay.
Smart
Okay.
man.
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna look like perception.
Let's just look. Okay. Yeah. You can both make a perception.
Jabbing. Oh my god. Fuck you, this thing. It's just the worst. It's like, oh, you want to click this thing? How about this other thing? 19 for me, 21 for Bolt.
Okay. You slowly make your way down the corridor, prodding up above and looking for any signs of movement, and scanning carefully, but you don't detect anything more except the normal buildup of slime as you make your way down there.
Yeah, for me, I'm basically looking for anything that even slightly potentially resembles the, the slimes we just faced. just to keeping an eye out on something like that.
And we got water.
Well, he said we have to find a gate that we'll need to go through, so
So as you
we're on our way.
move down into this area, the hallway opens up into a huge spillway. I'll open up a little more area in a sec. A narrow walkway runs the length of the room, about 5 or 6 feet above murky water below. 3 huge cisterns with stone ringed around the edges sit on the west end, just nearly full with foul water themselves. A passageway to the west you can see a ways off on the walkway. To the west. And there's, on the eastern side, drainage pipes flow out and then down into culverts. It looks like another sewer tunnel leads out of the walkway on the south side as well. How far does light extend?
It's 20.
Is it like a torch?
And 20? I think it's 20 and 20. Hold on. 20 bright,
Technically, you wouldn't have been able to
20
see all that stuff I just told you about, but whatever.
20 light, 20 dim. Well, they can see further than I can with their dark vision. But yeah, 20 bright, 20 dim for me.
Okay. We're just gonna open up what I described anyway. But beyond that immediate range, things are fairly dim and hard for you to see.
Place looks like it sucks.
It's a big place.
A little bit.
So you kind of peer over into this murky water. These are the large stone cisterns that sort of have a ring kind of above the water, 5 or 6 feet down from the railing of this, or not the railing, it's just like a ledge of this walkway, and it raises up a bit higher and then is also filled with water, so the water level raises a bit more. It looks like, those may fill, and then like when it overfills, those overflow it down into there.
Is there anything moving in the water?
Can make another perception roll.
Oh, that was on an 18.
18!
Sure
Four.
game.
You do, even with that, notice a little bit of motion. There's something in the water moving around. Somewhere, a little bit of splashing somewhere, looks like on the far side of your vision, somewhere like behind the cistern, off in the edge of the darkness. You hear a little bit of splashing and see a little bit of motion in the edge of your vision.
We do have movement in the water. Eben.
See what it is? Can you see do you see it? Or
No. Just splashing. And step back this way a little bit. Is there anything like in the area that I can, like a rock or pebble or something that I can pick up and throw?
Not really, actually.
Okay. I point in the direction that I see it.
How about
Tell
some
me.
of those ball bearings?
Well, that's completely down around the corner in the hallway. So I point over in this direction. and
did it
say,
seem like a lot of movement?
No. Just singular splashing. Maybe something is moving around the edge of the cistern or jumped in the water over there. I don't know.
Are we freely moving for now, Hans?
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting to hear what
Okay.
you're doing. You're
I'm
sort of
gonna-
standing on the edge of
I'm
this ledge and
Yeah, I'm
looking.
gonna skirt this way
Okay.
to try to sort of get a better angle to potentially
Okay.
see what he may have.
Oh yeah.
something
If you
there.
move a little bit closer down there, you make a. Yeah. We had a perception roll before you just did, didn't you? Was that Zig?
I did a 19 in the whole way.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you make another one as you move a little bit further down the way there?
Well,
Okay. As you move a little bit further forward and kind of see, you can kind of see behind that. My map. I didn't take time to line my map up very well, as you can see. You see a little bit of splashing there, and then it looks like, and then it sort of there's like a V in the water, and you see a large rat, maybe half to the length of your forearm, perhaps, like a big rat, swimming in the water, sort of swimming out.
it's just a rat.
No.
And I
Okay.
pointed out. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on it as it swims to see if something maybe takes interest in it. Or as far as I can see.
Yeah, at this point you don't see anything like that. It just keeps moving east off into the darkness, sort of away from you, and the light. Sort
Well,
of there.
I'm gonna see if there's anything here, and I take my hammer and I sort of splash the water right here with it.
Okay.
Just smack it like 4 or 5 times with the hammer. Also
I have
getting the
my
slime
my
crap
bow
off
ready.
of the hammer.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm sort of looking at the water
Okay.
just in case.
The splashing immediately stirs up a little more splashing of rats.
Oh, hello.
That's a lot.
Ow.
And you can see movement. And there's
Yeah,
a tussle of rats moving about in the water as that stirs them up. You're locking on them, and then they're sort of splashing in there, and one kind of comes over to where the hammer is to sort of investigate the splashing as they're swimming around to see what's going on. And as you observe, then suddenly they begin swimming away from where you were, forming like a large, V in the water of all these large
Flying
rat
V.
shapes. Well, I mean, you know what I
well
mean, like
coordinated. Watch out.
like
Attack position Delta.
well, you know what I mean, like in the water, like
Yeah.
waves streaming out, and then they all seem to be beelining away. Yeah, they are almost like in a formation. They're all sort of swimming together, swimming away.
They're transformer
Running
rats.
away is
Well, that's
usually
not
not
weird
good.
at all. I see nothing wrong with this.
On alert, you see something large or something moving, and you hear some motion of the water from this large cistern as they scamper away from it.
Waiting for a knuckle puck to come flying as it comes out from behind the flying V.
Oh, okay. That's a Mighty
Mighty
Ducks
Ducks.
reference.
Oh, Mighty Ducks 2. When
Yeah.
he's introduced to the knuckle puck.
There's a motion of swirling water, and suddenly the surface of the water is broken right sort of at the edge of the cistern, and a long, slender, reptilian
Slenderman.
head. No.
You called it.
Pokes out Large spines behind its head. It's got a huge mouth, long tongue, huge maw of teeth. The head's probably, several feet across, and 2 or 3 feet long, and it's got a long, slender neck, like scanning around for the rats, and then sort of turns and looks up at the 4 of you standing there.
Shoot that thing.
Roll for initiative.
Shoot her!
Shoot it.
Another
Dude,
natural
just
20
using
on
all the
initiative.
natural
Again,
20.
Zig.
Damn.
Means it'll just be a 1
Oh,
when
well,
I go to attack
rip.
it.
Fantastic initiative. This is great.
That second GIF was definitely freaky.
Yeah.
Video or whatever it was.
Yeah, that giant ass fucking creature from the prehistoric era. Yeah,
Oh, the alligator in the sewer.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
With the ball, waiting right in front of it. Like, huh?
Yeah.
You want the ball? We
I'm
all
like,
float
nah, man,
down
that's
here.
yours now. That's yours. This too.
We all float down here.
Zig, you were the first to act. Immediately, suspicious already and trying to stir something up out of there. You weren't, caught off guard really at all. And there's this head poking out of the water, right over here.
I'll
Is
catch
this
it.
going to be a crossbow shot?
Throw a
No,
net at
Throw a
it.
net at
He's
it?
throwing a net at it.
The head serpentines to the side of the net, splashes into the water. It actually looks quite nimble. You expected it, to sort of be a little slower, but it was surprisingly quick.
Okay.
Technically still have an attack.
Yeah, I do. I hope it doesn't dodge that.
It does not dodge
All
that.
screwed.
I was like, yeah, it does. And it's like, oh shit.
That would
Well,
be scary.
shitty makes shit town.
10 points of damage. Okay.
10 points of number damage.
Number damage?
Number damage.
Yeah, it's just a 10. There's no piercing.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I do 10 to it.
Melusine.
Perfect 10.
I am going to shoot it with my crossbow.
Okay.
Another 11. No, I'm a 10.
17 hit.
A 17 is a hit.
Seems like you were on that threshold.
Yeah.
Because of water refraction. And that.
Well, its head is fully out of the water. The head is sticking up on this long neck, up
It's
above the
over
surface
here,
of the
right?
water, 3 or 4 feet. Yeah. Huh?
Am I? It's over here, right? Am I within?
It's right here.
Okay.
So you're
Can
not
I get
in
past
striking
Eldak to
distance.
step back into the hallway? Can I get past Eldak to step back here?
Yeah. Okay. You take a shot. Several crossbow bolts slightly pierce the thick reptilian hide of the neck, and then Melusine quickly, while reload, pulling this drawstring back on our crossbow again, ducks into the hallway out of the way.
Run!
As that happens, the rest of the creature emerges.
Oh god.
I was
The
just gonna
other-
ask, does it
the
look
other-
familiar?
The other four heads come up.
That's actually exactly what happens.
It's a little late.
Ah!
It's a little late. We've attacked it. I can't talk to things that have basically been attacked.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And it would need
four
to be
more
a beast.
heads and a thick body break the surface, all like roaring out, and then look around.
And this is why I went back to the hallway.
I can't. Can't attack both though. Does it have a reach? Let me see. Hold on a sec.
Look, if you get it on the thing, then it's close enough to hit both stuff. Just gotta leave the water.
Yeah. It actually moves up. Huge reptilian forearms, like grasping up, and like one of the heads slamming on the thing and sort of leveraging it, and it starts, pulls itself halfway up onto this walkway. And there's now 5 heads, and they all lash out at those at the hallway entry, chasing the
Fuck.
fleeing Melusine there.
Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't attack it yet.
It can use as many bite attacks as it has. So it's going to attack Eldak with 2 heads, and 3 are attack biting at Zig. It's just a flurry of attacks.
Yeah.
I hate you, Nelson. I hate you.
Chompy, chomp, chomp, chomp.
Don't worry, I'm standing right behind you. I can put my hands on you.
Miss.
Fuck you! You know
That's a hit.
Oh, that's a bad thing.
Uncanny dodge.
All right, Uncanny Dodge. You take 4 points of piercing damage. It's just teeth just sort of graze against you. Doesn't really make solid contact.
Yep. Waiting for the 10. No. Okay.
There it is.
2 heads latch onto the. Our plate armor just blocks most of it, but the crushing of the between the jaws
I'm
does
hitting
some
the
damage.
one that missed.
Okay. The riposte. All right, go ahead.
That's never good.
Who's?
Oh, you're good. Whenever bot riposts, it's always an 8, right? And then he misses.
Right.
21 damage back at it.
Ooh.
That's it. That's good. Solid hit.
Yeah. 21 damage. Okay. You hear a sickening, crack as you can hear its, skull being heavily impacted by the hammer's blow against it. Several of the reptilian teeth on the side cracked and broken. 17. Okay, sorry. I'll do a little math in my head. Okay. Do you have another attack? Oh no, that was just riposte. Okay.
Riposte.
And that's its turn. I get always confused when Zig's killing things on their turn.
Can I tell from where I'm at if I move, can it hit me? Or do I not?
Doesn't look like it can from there.
Okay.
The necks don't seem long enough.
But it's not all out of the water yet, so, the tail can reach you.
I'm just gonna. Oh, what? I want to do all this. I just want to move my character. It was like, you want to edit your token? I'm like, I've never even seen this screen before. I don't even know how I got here. I shift just a little bit. I'm gonna hunter's mark it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna take 2 shots. The first shot's gonna be a normal arrow, and the second shot I'm gonna use one of the broadheads, the one that causes bleeding.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Boo, 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 dee, boo, boo.
13 to hit.
That no.
13 just kind of skitters off its thick,
Hopefully
scaled
the second
hide.
shot, which is the broadhead, will actually hit.
Did I say how much bleeding damage it did? Or did I forget?
I think I have it in my thing. 17 for the second shot?
That one managed to slice and pierce in through the scales on the neck of one of the heads.
I'll do that. Because I think you also said it's like 2 less damage, but then it causes the bleed.
Yeah, I think it was.
Brother, go into my thing. It's the broadhead arrows. I have it there. It's just easier for you to look at it.
I can look too. I just don't remember if I wrote it down.
Where is it written?
D6. It's a D6
okay.
for like bleed of the next turn. Okay. Okay. You have Hunter's Mark
also have
damage
to
though.
Yeah, Hunter's Mark and Colossal since it is hurt.
Okay.
Fossil, always coming through.
Yeah, the arrow gashes across its neck, leaving a wide wound in the scales, and you see blood beginning to pour out. All right. That's all for you.
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Eldak.
Fuck. How many heads are in front of me?
There's like 2 like jammed down the hallway, snapping and biting you.
Oh, great.
There's more writhing around at the entrance, snapping at Zig.
Just gonna attack one of them. Do I get advantage because it's next to Zig, or no?
No. It's engaged with you. It's got sort of multi-presence, right, of mind.
Or mine.
17.
Maybe.
17 is a hit.
11 points of damage.
Okay. Kind of stab it and it just pierces it slightly. How 2 heads let back a roar and are still writhing in front of you there. Anything else for you?
That's all I could do.
Okay.
You don't have 2 attacks?
Nope.
No.
You don't have 2 attacks? God, it's been forever since we've attacked him.
No, rogues don't. Well, yeah, usually you might use your offhand or something, though, I guess. But you can use offhand, but you don't. That's, you don't. Rogues don't get multiple attacks.
Yeah. They're usually just all about the I hit you once and the sneak attack.
Time to get 2 levels in
Damage is
fighter.
what?
Or a couple levels in fighter, whatever it is.
2 levels.
5.
I know it's probably not going to do anything, but try to do like a trip attack on it, or a push attack on one of the heads. It's a large creature. I know it's not going to do anything. It's really just for the additional.
Can you do it up to a large creature?
Yes.
It's actually considered large. It's a huge creature.
Oh, okay. It just says you add superiority damage or die to the attack's damage roll, and if the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw. So
Okay.
it just doesn't make a saving throw, it just adds.
All right.
I'll miss anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, you will. You just jinxed yourself.
No, I just know how this game works.
Oh, why they said it's
It's the Spectrum!
Hold on.
Dude, you have a shit ton of 20s and 1s
How
in
am I
just
gonna
the
do-
past
I have
15
to-
minutes.
something else in between.
It's
I
pretty
have to
impressive.
reroll one of those. Alright. And then an additional one
An
for my
additional one
thing.
for the brutal. So,
So
it
it's
is.
actually. What does the 3 add? 5 plus, so it'd be 7.
Yeah, technically,
Would be-
you don't. Yeah, it's. I wonder. I wonder if that's how Roll20 does it. All right, we'll just let it go. The
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
it
I'll
should
let
be
you
the
figure it
+1 at the end of all that, actually, but So it would actually be 9 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6, 15, 16.
Like I hit it for more without critting. Awesome.
No, at 9. 15, yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you miss wildly and then right yourself amazingly and just smack one square in the forehead with a thickening crunch.
All right. And now action surge.
Okay.
God fucking damn it.
What is going on?
Right,
What?
the next one's a crit, and then it'll fix itself. Okay, it's not crit.
15 is
hit.
barely a hit.
Ten damage. Waste of action surge because I rolled another fucking 1.
Well, it's not
That's
as bad
the
as you
fourth
think.
one
You're swinging
tonight.
wildly, heads banging about you, and you manage to connect 2 blows. First, cracking it right and square in the forehead, and then hauling back, being knocked off balance by another head and missing, and then bringing it back again with the second smack to its head. It just it's like caves that part of the skull, and that head sort of goes limp, smacking the walkway in front of you, and is not moving.
Oh, wait, I did this wrong. I got hit for 18 the first time, right? So that takes my temporary hit points down to 0 and adds
Yeah.
8 back to this. So.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Corrected. I don't suppose killing a head counts for the...
No.
Do I
Sorry.
get individual?
Worth a check.
It'd be individual.
That would be nice.
That would be good.
Alright, Melison's turn.
I am going to shoot one of the 2 heads. Crossbow. $15.
That is a hit. Well, actually, that's a miss because it's got partial cover because you're firing down the narrow tunnel around Eldak. So, unfortunately, that's enough to make it a miss.
Ah, boo. Okay. Can I see Zig at the edge of the tunnel from where I am?
I don't know. He's behind a D8 on my screen. I say no. I mean, not really. He's around the corner. You see his hammer swinging occasionally, and you see that he's crushed one of the heads. But he's sort of standing around that corner.
Alright, I'm going to pull my drum out and cast a Bardic Inspiration on Eldak, who is right in front of me, and I can totally...
Yeah, I was gonna say, you probably cannot see me at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't.
Cool, I don't think I've ever gotten one of these before.
Oh.
She meant to give you
You
them,
can
but
do
she said my name.
Anything with it. He doesn't usually need
I give Evan the
Damn
shot. Like, oh, yeah. thanks.
True.
But you're always hiding in the back, so you're always behind her, so she never knows where you're at to give you one.
Oh, he's right
There we
there.
go.
He's facing several heads there.
He's
on
right
the
in
thing.
front of
I'm
me
next
this
to you
time,
all
so
the time, stabbing shit.
I'm hiding behind the skirts.
Fire!
Yeah. But you're usually
All
you're
right.
usually hidden until you're stabbing shit, so I get the Bardic Inspiration.
I guess.
It's usually Zig usually gets him out there smacking the out of it.
Come on.
Then I
Right.
say,
Well,
sometimes
Zig's
it's
because I think it
or
works.
anything.
Yeah, it synergizes well with his because then he can.
And she can't tell the difference between you two, so it's hard to catch. Oh, god damn it!
Who's that to?
Eldak is getting the 2 heads attacking him.
Yeah.
What is your armor class?
Uncanny
dodge
dodge
on
that
the first
first one.
All
They
right.
both hit.
All right. So for the first one, this is going to be ugly.
You
Jesus
can
Christ.
roll.
It's 25 piercing, half because of uncanny dodge. You slip away and it just one head grabs you by the shoulder and kind of tears, his teeth ripping across you, as it sort of got you pinned there for a second. So that's 12 points of damage.
Your bardic inspiration can.
As you're
add
pinned there
to
for a
your
second, the
AC,
other head uses the
add-
opportunity to latch
to
onto
your
your other
attack.
shoulder.
Yeah, you can make that second attack miss with the bardic inspiration.
10
Is it-
10 more
the
points, so a
armor
total of
class.
22
That's already
damage.
done.
Okay.
So it's
So
sort of
22.
So you've got two heads biting at your shoulders and sort of tearing him in opposite directions in front of you, Melusine. Zig, 2 bites from 2 remaining heads.
All right. You saw
What
that,
is with
right,
the
Dave?
dice tonight?
Crit, everybody. Crit. Let's go. Everybody.
I went from
Wait,
34
who
health
was
to
this
12.
Zig,
Just 2.
19
Okay.
is a hit on him, I believe.
Yep.
Zig
Doesn't
takes 31
doesn't
points of
it not
piercing
crit?
damage as the two heads just crunching.
Doesn't it not crit because of the armor?
Oh, good call.
That's true.
You are correct. I'm re-rolling one of these. Good call. If the adamantine armor,
Doesn't crit
yeah,
because-
one head
The
grabs
armor
him around
stops
one leg,
crit.
biting for 6 points, while the other one comes down above, trying to use it as opportunities. He's trying to get rid of it, and right on his head and shoulder, and you could see through the eye slits, just like what would have been a possibly even a fatal blow. Just your armor is just, and all you can just hear is there's a crunching and scraping of teeth on the faceplate and helmet, but it protects you from that crit. So it's a total of 17 points only from both attacks. Hey, investment's already paying off.
Yeah. Well, I knew I would need it.
That was brutal.
DM bias.
That would have been real brutal.
That ends his turn. Its turn.
Does it take the bleeding damage now, or
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I will-
Thank you.
If it's on its turn or on my turn. Oh, super bled. Much bled.
Missed
Okay.
that tornado.
Yeah, it's the tornado he lied about. Taking his house right now.
Nope. Did we lose him? Oh no.
No, it's just a mic.
I'm just hearing heavy breathing somewhere.
Yeah.
Could have been
If I
me.
use
That happens when I get my
I was gonna say.
my
Yes.
bar tilted. It's probably me.
No, we're cleaning up plaster off the floor at my house right now
Ah.
from the leaks in the ceiling. So the vacuum is on, so I muted my mic.
Eben.
That's cool. That's
I was
cool.
gonna say, if I use my bonus action, can I coat one of my arrows with the poison, the rage poison,
Sure.
or no?
Yeah.
All right.
The purple,
Alright, so I'll do-
the
Yeah,
what
one
the
of my arrows,
Pazamake herbalist
Yeah,
made from
I'm-
the. Okay.
Is that?
Yeah, I'm basically hoping that maybe it will
Start
I don't-
attacking
make the
the
head
head.
attack itself, or potentially.
I don't know that
I'm
we really
willing
want
to
to
take
enrage
the
this. Yeah, of course you are. You aren't in range of it.
Look, I'm willing to take a gamble with your life.
In my life,
Look, you can disengage.
All
I
of a
think that
sudden,
hits.
It does hit.
Eldak just goes running down the hallway. See ya.
I gotta go,
I'm
guys.
willing to
I'm
take
about to
a
go
chance
buy a
besides.
pie from this nice lady upstairs.
Alright, so that's my first shot, the special shot, and then this is just my regular shot. Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh.
Too bad it's not a crit, but whatever. And then Hunter's Mark. Alright, oh man. How much total?
29.
29.
29 points of damage. And I don't remember what the save thing is. You knew that more than I do.
Okay. I don't remember either. I made a
It
constitution.
didn't. It didn't make it with a 10 though, I would guess.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
usually things are usually like a base of 13 as like a whole.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
17, 26, 29.
Yeah.
29.
2 arrows sink deep into its back as it's now halfway pulled up onto the thing, heads stretching to like the heads reach into the tunnel or whatever, and 2 arrows thud deep into its back, and it one head actually pulls off of Eldak and turns around and like stares right at Eben to see what it's attacking from behind.
What's up?
It looks just like it's like completely enraged and like snapping in your direction.
Okay.
All right then. Any movement?
No, I'm gonna stay
You good?
where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah. It comes at me. It comes at me.
Giant rats are
The
long
rats
gone.
have left.
Yeah, giant rats are long gone. They swam off down into the culverts on the far end.
They're like,
Eldak.
The Lisa bar. I'm stabbing this motherfucker.
Okay. One head pulls out of the tunnel, seemingly enraged about something.
I am so mad.
But you're still faced with one biting into your shoulder.
Inspiration.
What the fuck am I rolling?
D8,
A
right?
D8 plus 1. So
Hey!
That's a hit.
Pew! Hey! 12.
All right.
I'm fucking disengaging. I'm just moving back. Boop.
See you.
and
As you like jump around Mellison and take off. See ya.
He's like-
no, I catch his wrist as he goes by, and I cast a cure wound on him.
What was the
At 3rd level.
You
12.
can't do that yet.
12?
You gotta wait for your turn.
That's true.
Oh, I have to wait on you. Fine. I'll grab his wrist before he runs too far away, though.
No, I'm stopping there. I'm not moving
Okay.
farther away.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
12.
12.
Top of the
Pierce.
order then.
Top of the order to you.
You right? You right? It's like the scene from Scream. I'm fucking dying, man.
So 9 and 14 is
23 damage.
Right. So don't take it off its armor
Thunk-unk.
class.
Thunk-unk.
2 huge swings. You hit one of the heads. It's still there, knocking it out, swinging over the railing out sort of towards the water, where then you kind of step up onto the other head with one leg and bring the hammer in again as it swings back, meeting it halfway in a sickening thud, and another head goes limp. There's now 3 heads, one snapping at Eldak down the tunnel. We can't quite reach him, at least where it is now. One still attacking you, Zig, and then one sort of flailing behind, at least
Looking at me.
was looking at Eben. And is that your turn then, Zig?
Yep. Well, did we decide if it was a... No, I can't do the cure wounds thing from my hammer, right?
That's an action
It's
from the thing.
Yeah.
No, but
Okay.
your
Yep.
fighter one is a bonus action, I believe. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, you're
No,
second
no, no,
is a
I was
bonus,
gonna-
but-
I guess they're outside of the 5-foot range
Yeah.
anyway, so no, I'm good. I've got
Okay.
28 hit points. I'm good.
I'm feeling wounded.
I'm just
yeah.
trying to remember, so I'm just looking real quick. Second win.
Yeah.
Bonus action, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Remind, just so I gotta know all these by heart. All right, Melusine casting a
I
cure
have
wounds on
reached
Eldak.
out and yes, 3rd level. Because he looks like he's about to fall over. 14 points.
Hey, that's like more than half my health.
Get back in there.
And can
26.
I can bonus action a healing word as well. Yes. Been so long. Yeah.
Bard healer.
Yeah.
All right, that just means that if we can't remember what our own abilities are in between fights, we've
been too
gone
long.
way too long without
No,
fighting
no.
something.
Yeah. 7 more points, Eldak.
So a total of 21 healing. As she grasps you by the elbow as you swing back into there, and the reassuring notes from the drum and the warmth of the healing. You're like, man, I'm all better.
33 health now of 38.
Woo! I'm done.
All right. It scrambles up like as far as it can on a thing, just pushing like up as close as it can. One head just snaking down the hallway, just intent on trying to get Eldak, sitting there snapping and biting, and then sort of hovering, like ready if you move forward. The other head is snapping at Zig. That's on him.
20? Doesn't matter.
Crit.
No, you want it to be a 20. That way he has to re-roll.
Nope. Misses you, clanking off the armor. Oh. Yellow dice now. I like that color, actually.
Yeah.
14 damage. To it.
14 damage. Okay.
Whack.
The other head is enraged and trying to stretch out, like, trying to pull the body back the other way. Obviously, it can't, but it's like snapping towards Eben. And then it's Eben's turn.
I'm gonna use my entire action to put my bow away, and take out the shield and sword, and then I'm gonna.
Okay.
move up to this guy.
Okay. You ready the small buckler on your arm, pull the shield out, and charge in there. The head. The head's
Basically got
actually
that and my short sword out.
essentially holding its turn, so it's gonna snap at you.
Alright. Miss.
Sort of teeth grinding, leaving huge gashes against the buckler. All right, that's your turn. That's its turn. Eldak.
I'm taking out both of my hand crossbows and shooting.
It's Indiana Jones. It's like,
That's where
and then
the
it's like
people
sitting there waiting, and you just like.
Yeah! That one doesn't have a modifier. Fuck
Nice.
yeah.
And it did.
11.
There's what damage.
Nice.
7 points.
Just to like the smoke.
I've used these things in forever.
I know.
That ends the round. Zig.
Always keep those things in the back.
Keep thumping at it.
Thump up the jam. Thump it up.
You're fine to get jumped. There we go. 2 good hits.
Yes!
8 and
21.
13, 21.
Alright, quick thought. What if this isn't the monster that they were talking about?
Real talk, I was gonna be like, does this
What did we
look
say it was?
young?
I'm
Does
sorry.
this look like a baby?
21. Can't do math. All right. The last head in front of you just pushed forward. Its head is now like it's kind of like just writhing on the ground, and then flops off the side, hanging down into the water. Does that end
We're
your turn?
Down to
Two heads
now.
only. Yep.
Two heads.
Hercules, Hercules.
One time Zig's obsession might actually help us. Like, I'm gonna cut these heads off. Fuck this thing. We need to burn it with fire.
Oh, these heads are coming back with me.
Melusine.
Crossbow.
Need to get a duffel bag. I don't know if
Nope.
Nope.
As a crossbow bolt goes
Whoopsie!
shinking off my shoulder as I'm standing there.
All right. The head. Go ahead. You have something else?
Oh, after that, I'll cast my Bardic Inspiration on Eldak again.
Okay. The head pulls back out of the hallway and whips around, and both of them attempt to bite Eben. The one just tugging it, the other way. Now seemingly as one head has a
Miss.
little more influence. Miss.
miss.
So Eben's standing there with a small buckler, just like fending it off, and like with his sword, both heads wildly biting at him. Froth coming from their mouths in a frenzy, and that's all it does. Eben.
Alright, I'm gonna take some slashes with my short sword. Let's go.
New weapon hype?
Let's go, let's go.
Yup. 19.
It's a hit.
Light.
Oh yeah, I picked it because I
Still
can
Hunter's
use it in
Mark
water.
too.
Fairy weapon.
I could use 2 of those. Too bad they do like less damage than my react.
Yeah.
Oh, not if you add Hunter's Mark and Colossus Slayer, though.
Shit.
I don't know.
I don't get that. Well, you get
You get more than one attack though, right?
Which,
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
haven't been able to use because of
That's-
multiple heads. Bullshit. Dumb penta-headed bastard. Pretty good, pretty good.
27.
We haven't even gotten to the gate that we talked about.
So shrugging them off with
This is
with your
100%
buckler and sword, you pull out the short sword and just in a flash, it almost looks like he missed, but then you see just a huge gaping wound open up on the neck on one of them, followed by a jab right into it in the head. Just a spout of blood coming out over him. With
bleed
only
every
one
time?
head left, it sort of like lulls back, and the whole creature now seems to go limp and fall back into the water. The huge splash, sort of sinking down into the cistern.
No!
not like this.
Dive to grab it.
Yeah.
Drive the gar through its neck to try to stop it from going down.
Do you really?
Yeah, I want this.
Make
I want
an
a head.
athletics check.
God damn it.
All right, you pull out the guard, like pierce it through the neck of one of the limp heads on the thing. Pull. Zig is pulled over the ledge.
Oh no.
This is a huge
It's a
creature.
giant-
Huge.
It's a giant creature.
Yeah.
Look, I was hoping we
And
maybe
Zig,
get more time.
now, I assume you're gonna let go, or do you disappear below the water? Okay. All right. Zig disappears below the water, the murky, fetid sewer water.
I need a head.
I kneel down, put my hand on over the water. I say a small prayer to Hakana, and I'm like, "Let's go. It's over. We've lost Zig, everyone. Sorry."
Okay, so you are pulling your way down as it's sinking down into the water, trying to chop the head off.
I'm chopping at a head. Yep.
Okay, you're totally submerged and sinking in your plate mail.
I realize this.
Okay. Go ahead and make
I'm gauging how far down I'm going.
okay. go ahead and make a. I don't know what to make. Make another athletics check for trying to chop the head off while I refresh my memory of swimming rules and holding your breath. I believe it's
his something
equal
with
number
his constitution,
yeah.
and then swimming is half his movement because we don't have an actual swimming speed.
Yeah. I think I could hold my breath for like 3 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
because you have a high constitution.
Yeah.
It's
decent.
it's 1 minute. I remember what it's 1 minute plus another like
Plus your con.
yeah plus
I
something
think.
for your constitution. So
Yeah, plus your con.
I could live
Yeah.
with it.
So
All
3
right.
minutes.
hacking away under the water, dark in basically in darkness, submerged in the plate mail. You manage to chop the rest of this head free.
All right. Now, very slowly swim my way back up to the top.
Yeah. Long tense moments as it just like bubbles and bubbles, and then it just sort of goes still, and then it's like a reptilian head breaks the surface of the water, rushing out, and then you see it zig, follows by it with in his arm.
Got it.
Scared at both, I attack both.
Shake my head at Zig.
Now, I will say when I originally the Hydras in older D&D, when you cut off their head, like 2 heads would appear.
Uh-huh.
I
That's what
know.
inspired me to find it, because I was like, oh, how can I counter Zig? Chop its head off. No!
The ultimate betrayal.
Well, I think after
But they don't work
it's
that way
dead,
in this.
chop its head off.
All right, so you scramble back up. Oh, no, not you.
I help
Scramble
him
back up. A roughly
Alright, now we
severed
We can
Hydra
ask him
head.
if this was the monster.
Somehow I don't think this is the monster. We haven't even gotten to the door he was talking.
He was just mentioning the door as a place to.
As a landmark.
Well, it was as sort of landmark the passages below the city, I believe. I don't know. Anyway, I got to get this to a taxidermist so we can mount it at the Hydra's Head bar.
Thought it was the mimic's mouth. No
something
mimics.
like that. Look, it's to be determined. We haven't really.
Or we could do.
We're
What
still
was,
spitballing.
what was that thing that we killed on the deck of the ship? The big. Was it a wyvern or
Manticore.
was it a manticore?
Manticore.
Don't we have like the tail or a claw or something from that?
We still have like parts of the tail and I think scales or something from it.
Some of the tail
that-
was used in my drum.
I know, but
I know I
figured
took
it
a
didn't
trophy
take the
from it.
entire thing, so. We have bits and we just
Yeah.
take all of the trophies and start putting them inside of the.
Pretty much. Yes.
It's like here's a giant alligator head, mouth.
All right,
You
well,
know, jaw and
let's keep moving along and see what else. It's like there's a bunch of, I doubt this is the only monster that's killing things in here.
Maybe, but I'm taking a short rest.
That's probably a good idea.
Okay.
I will play my flute for our short rest, and we get
You take a short rest right
round
here.
of rest in
Yeah.
the hallway.
Well, by hallway
With
you
the
mean
spine.
sewer tunnel that's draining
The
and
sewer.
like muck in like the rounded bottom area.
It's still better than,
It's probably a little better out on the walkway at least, but it's less
Alright.
enclosed. You could take it wherever
there
you
are-
like. You're welcome to. I was just more picking at you because it's muck. So you take a short rest.
I'm gonna while they're resting, I'm gonna like do a sweep of this area.
Okay.
Like I want to look this way.
Since you weren't bloodied at
Just
all.
sort of give. Hey, he couldn't hit me.
Master
I don't
of
know what
defense.
everybody's complaining about. Ugh.
I am playing Song of Rest, and God help me, it's been so long since I've taken a short rest. I have to look up the benefits.
Song of Rest, you get an
I
extra
think they get, yeah, I was gonna say
1d8.
they add
You get-
extra
I am
something.
full
Yeah.
health.
I
I got a
have
D8
healed.
plus 0.
Hey, that's a crit for you, so.
Yeah. If only
Well,
I
I'll
got
let
that
you
when
look
I
it
was
up, but it's-
leveling up.
I'll let you look it up, but I believe it's extra 1d8 or 1d6. I'm thinking it's 1d8. It's the same as whatever inspiration die is, but I don't know. Not for each
Yeah.
hit die you use, but for whatever.
No,
Also of
one-
note
Blood
that
total or
you,
whatever.
when you rest, not that we do this all the time because we don't often do all the short rest type stuff, but you only get back half of your maximum hit die every full rest, so it's
I
sort
don't
of a
ever use
reducing number. Like
Yeah.
if you take 3 short rests to continue and use all your hit dice, it'll take
Yeah,
several
yeah.
days to get them all back. All right, so you move down.
It is 1d6. I don't get 1d8 till.
Gotcha.
So you get 1d6 extra hit points back, just from my playing my flute. Zig.
Is that a one time or is that per hit dice used?
It's per short rest. So once.
Okay, but it's still just one. Okay.
correct.
Good to know.
As you get to there, you see a huge iron portcullis barring the way to a room with a huge
Does it look like
cistern
it-
on the next room.
Does it look like it has a lock or some sort of
Yes.
locking mechanism? Alright,
The-
I'm gonna sort of yell back that I believe this is the gate he may be talking about.
The portcullis is a seal with what appears to be a magical reinforced lock. And
Oh.
you're sort of guessing that because there's really no decay on the lock, no rust.
It looks basically
it
like
stands out.
ordinarily pristine.
Yeah,
Shit
for
game waits
being
to
down here,
roll a
that
10
seems
until my
makes you
final hit die.
think there's something arcane involved. And the bars themselves are still extremely sturdy, but rust covered, and just the lock is not. Beyond, you can see the edge of a large cistern. The hallway, sort of in there, is sort of like in this room, but it looks broken on one side. That's about as far as you can see.
Yeah. I was gonna say while they're resting, I yelled back that it looks like this is magic. Something doesn't want us in here. This is not just a regular lock. This lock looks like it has some sort of magical properties.
Can you look around and see if you see the guy that died?
From where
Maybe he
I
has-
can, I don't see a body. Right, Hans? I don't see anything.
No.
You realize that Hydra probably just ate him and drug him down into the water, right?
Hey, you never know. There could be a body easily to be in.
Do you want to scout anywhere else? They're still short
Oh yeah.
resting.
Like I said, I figured since the rest is an hour, I was gonna scout this
Yeah.
entire.
Yeah.
Basically, any entrance into this room, I want to sort of get eyes on and see what I could see while people are healing up.
There is
So,
a
yeah, move
hallway
down to
that
the bottom.
twists down around, branches off.
Can I tell what these are from here, or would I need?
Yeah, so the walkway up here goes like above. Oops, I'm on my reveal. The walkway here like goes above, but underneath, at the water level, they run through, and like you can see the water level go over, and then looks like it's draining into like a large culvert or something that goes straight down. And there's sort of like large drain out of this room.
Okay.
To inspect
now, I'm
any,
just gonna
you'd have to
hold
get down
position.
in the water if you wanted to check that out
Yeah.
anymore.
Okay. I'm just gonna sort of post up here since I see
Okay.
that this is a hallway, just in case. And keep an ear out just in case I hear anyone. Since I figured the other way, if it's gonna be open, it's a lot more potentially a lot more noticeable than
Okay.
if someone is sneaking around this way, so I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye on this general hallway.
Okay. You guys bind your wounds, get a quick drink of some clean water, and get yourself cleaned up a little bit. Recover, use your hit dice. And what do you guys want to do next?
Why did this look magical?
Because it
That's
was
the cleanest thing ever.
inordinarily.
Yeah, inspecting the
Wow.
rusty, sturdy bars, there's like a lock on it that looks pristine and undecayed.
Okay, well, what about like the hinges on the side?
They're bolt kind of. Well, they're sort of like a whole. It's a whole like. There's not like hinges on the whole thing. There's like a doorway that kind of can open in the center.
But it's got to be bolted to the wall somehow.
Well, yeah. What do you mean? What about them?
Well, do they look rusted and?
Yeah, but they're still
old?
very thick.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the gate as hard as I can.
Okay. You can give me a strength check. Clang! Huge ringing rings out, kind of echoing down the hallways. Some of the metal flakes chip and break off, revealing still sturdy metal underneath. Doesn't really budge.
That should bring the rest of the stuff out to play.
Or anyone past there, certainly.
Dinner bell.
Basically, heard a loud ringing.
I'm gonna keep an eye out behind us.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay, well, that ain't moving.
I don't know, do Mel or Eldek want to just take a look at the lock and see if...
I can take a look at it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do anything to it.
Mel has...
I'm gonna
arcane,
ask
right?
Melisson if
Does
she
she have an
I'm gonna
idea on it? I don't know.
ask
Jack of all
Melisson to
trades?
cast light on my hammer if she can, and I'm gonna jump into the water and search the water.
Sure. I switch my spell off my orb and onto your hammer.
Okay.
I'll be in darkness, so I'm put my back against the wall.
Okay. Jumping down into the water. This area up here outside the cisterns is only a few feet deep, like 3 feet probably. So it's like upper thigh or upper hip deep for you.
I sort of
Jumping into shit water.
throw the hammer down into the water so it lights up underneath the water.
All right. It's
and
just
start
dark
walking around.
water. There's a layer of muck on the bottom as you're stepping through who knows what.
Poop.
Um,
I'm stepping through poop.
It could be.
Peekies.
Okay, and so you start searching with trying to use the light in the murky water. Eldak,
Yeah,
you
I'm
were
looking
investigating
skeleton
the.
or
Okay.
I just wanted to look at it. Yeah.
There's a sturdy lock in good, nearly pristine shape there, set into the doorway. It seems to be it seems to be a fairly difficult lock. Estimating, taking a look at it to pick, but don't see why not.
I'll try it once.
Okay.
Fuck it. Nope.
Some of your thieves' tools sort of jam and break, but you still have additional picks. You are grid searching through the water there.
Yep.
I let them know that there's a passage this way, but I don't know where it leads to.
Well, man, Locke doesn't want me to open it. I just show Eben the pieces.
I feel you. I feel you.
I've got to find more lockpicks.
I jump into one of the cisterns just to try to gauge how deep they are.
Shitty water.
I've already been in it. It's fine.
That one is deep. That I mean, you're gonna just jump in to judge how deep it is.
Well, throw the
Cannibal.
hammer. Basically, throw the hammer down in it and look. Throw my head underwater at least.
Okay. Well, it's hard to
Totally
see the
tactical.
depth because the water is so murky and dark. The other one was probably about at least 30 or 40 feet deep where the Hydra is.
Okay.
Came to rest down there 30 or 40 feet as you were hamping.
All right. I get out of the water.
Yeah, that could take eons searching through there.
I tell Millicent she can have her light back.
Ooh. I cast my light back on.
Okay. Small globe you carry on
I
your
can see again.
neck lights up.
When suddenly the Hydra is behind you.
Okay. Check this out down here.
Check this out.
Looking at the
I'm
ceiling,
just following Zig and where he's moving there.
making sure there are no slimes on the ceiling.
Do you want me to take point?
No, I'll be all right.
Yeah, another one.
Says,
It's around every corner. Literally.
Okay. You can see it straightens out ahead of you and goes down and looks like it ends in some other portcullis or gateway down there. And then there's an offshoot to your right.
Is this one all covered in gunk as well? Like the
It's yeah. There's actually there's less. It's dirty for sure, but no, not nearly the thick slime. It doesn't look like as much water runs through whatever this passageway or this pipe or whatever here is.
Yeah.
As you look down the side one, it looks even more dry. In fact, that's more of a flat, like instead of the tunnel shape that you're in there.
more of a passage or whatever
Yeah.
than a pipe.
And you can see that it opens up into a room or something down there.
Is this just a dead end?
There's a portcullis.
Um,
There's a gate there.
You can see a portcullis down there. You haven't gone down far enough down there.
Take a peek around the corner here.
Okay. Alrighty.
I'm keeping basically like my ears up for like if I hear any talking or anything like that.
I'm watching behind
We're
us,
told that
Okay.
Stilettos
making sure that
area.
people aren't following us if
Oh.
someone happens to come down. Not that they would from this way, but just for the future.
The passageway opens up into like a rectangular room. It's a little bit more damp in the room itself. And along the far wall are 3 slime-covered chests.
Not a
Mimic.
trap. Not a trap. Totally just good.
Hey guys, there's
Old
3 chests
fashioned.
here. My guess is at least one of them's a mimic. I'm gonna go put my mouth on them and check.
Seems like the right decision.
seems like the totally Zig
For what
move.
you've been covered in so far, that doesn't even sound disgusting at this point.
It'll clean you up real good. I have my bow at the ready.
Okay.
Just like, oh, here we go again.
Mint jelly.
The gurgling mimic.
No, they all taste like boogers.
All right.
I take out Blazingar and I poke this chest from here?
You've got a 10-foot reach, so you have to get a little closer than that.
You gotta get into explosion radius. Come on. Get
No.
look.
Well,
You've got a 10-foot reach with the gar. That's more than 10 feet. That's all I'm saying. You can reach across to like. Well, maybe not. Am I wrong about that?
Saying it. According to your grid, it's not more than 10
Okay.
feet.
Okay. You poke at it with just the very end of the gar. It kind of shifts a little bit. It looks to be a wooden chest with some slime layer of undisturbed slime over the top of it. Not like
This is
the
just
thick,
like
not like
Dark
the slime you fought in the hallway, but like mildew or
Just
mold or
general-
slime. Yeah. Make a
This is
perception
just like
check as
Dark
well.
Souls. There's been a room in Dark Souls where it was 3 chests, and the one at the end was the mimic because it didn't have a chain connected to it.
There's mimics
That
in
was-
Dark Souls.
And they
Yeah.
instant kill you.
They're
You try to
super
open
cool.
it, if you don't hit it before you open it, it stands up and then eats you. And it's like 20 feet tall and has like super skinny like legs and arms. I'm gonna find it.
It's super trolling.
What you notice is that it actually shifts a little bit. Somehow you'd expect the chest to be a little heavier
Great.
as you poke at it. But the whole
Okay,
thing just like slides a little bit on the stone.
That one's sketchy. It's very light.
What type of are these just look like wood chests?
Yeah, wood. Not necessarily heavily bound. It's kind of hard to tell from the covering of gunk on it, but yeah, pretty much wood. They're not like heavy iron bound.
Could it be hiding a stair?
Nailed or
underneath
small
it?
brackets on the edge. Could they be what?
It could be just covering a passageway or something.
They're
I
not
don't
quite
know,
as
but
big as they appear on the map. That's just.
Yeah.
It's
Poking
hard
in
to
the
make the
middle
whole
and
map in Photoshop and then
Yeah, yeah.
scale it to the right size because things then, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I can't scale the individual things on the map. All right, what were you going to do? I'm sorry, Zig, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm poking at the one in the middle.
Okay. It kind of same thing, and it kind of shifts a little bit on the stonework.
Okay, and I poke at the last one.
Same thing.
I don't know what the hell's going on. These aren't no more chests.
Do they have
Want me to shoot at them?
I don't think they're alive. I just don't know if they're
They're just-
trapped.
Well, can I check the first chest to see if it's trapped?
Sure, make an investigation.
Huzzah! Can.
Describe to me what you're doing or what you're looking for.
I'm checking if. Well, I guess my guess is it opens up and has latches. Or does
Yeah.
it have something that looks
A
like
lid, an arch
with
hood, standard chest with like an arch lid that would lift up. That's what it looks
Okay,
like.
so I sort of kneel and I want to sort of check it's basically the seam where you lift to see if there's, like sort of by where the locks are or wherever the.
Okay.
And I'm basically looking there.
I need
to
you
see
to
if
make
there's any sort
a
of, like,
dexterity
triggering.
saving throw.
I knew it.
Because as you step up, you hear the grinding of stone above you, and just instinctively
26.
try to leap to the side. And you instinctively dodge out of the way as a 1 foot thick section of the ceiling, like a false ceiling that's set up, like a almost a foot thick of stone in like a block in front of the chest, like a big 5 foot area in front of the chest. A little more than 5 foot actually, slams down. You still get caught for some damage.
All right.
You take
So 5?
5 points, yeah. just kind of twist your ankle as some of the heavy blocks hit your feet as you dive out of the way, and they're sort of cracked stone. The chest is smashed to bits. Nothing appeared to have been in the chest, from what you can tell. There was no gold splattered out, or...
Why in the hell would that be? I'm gonna have a talk with Cliven. I have a feeling he just wanted to kill us.
You want to check these other two?
Yeah, I would kind of look at where he stepped and then look at where the equivalent would be, and I push at the floor with the end of the gar.
Okay. All right. Rattling it down nice and heavy, you trigger another pressure plate. Section of ceiling falls out there as well, shattering the chest. And landing in the area in front of it, but you're not standing in the area. Safely trigger it.
Okay, we do the same thing over in the middle.
Okay. Same thing. You trigger another section of blocks. And there's like a section of the ceiling sort of missing all the way sort of across to the wall over there in a line.
And there's nothing in any of the chests?
You go up and check out the remains that
I'm
are smashed into the stone. I mean, at cursory glance, it doesn't appear to be. They're just false chests.
Yep, I'll go dig through this.
There's no coinage. I mean, a lot of it's under. You pull some of the stone aside, lifting up the broken chunks, and it just looked like a flimsy sort of false chest that was there.
The hell is the reason for that?
You can make an investigation check, I guess, if you're looking for anything.
While he's doing that, can I, is there space behind the chest?
A little bit, yeah.
Alright, can I sort of creep behind using my dagger, sort of like running it along the wall to see if there's like basically like a like a secret door or something potentially behind the wall?
Something.
Make an investigation check as well.
Basically using my dagger to see if it finds like a notch or like in the wall that maybe.
So there's a hole in the ceiling above us?
Something.
Sort of like a section of the ceiling that was sort of like, in there was false and was just, propped up with this and made to fall out. So there's stone above it, but now there's like a section removed. You kind of trail on the wall behind Zig as he's stepping through the shadow remains of the chest and not finding anything. Run your dagger on the wall and don't find anything. But then sort of studying the area, you do notice, so the section sort of... Here, let's see. Well, basically the section adjacent to where the part fell out on the end, it sort of looks odd the way it matches up against it. And I think that wall might be a more likely candidate. It looks like where the ceiling fell out now, you can see that it's sort of like not contiguous, and that looks like a sort of a false wall there that now you can see with that section of the ceiling missing.
Alright. I'll check that then.
Yep.
Well, there has to be something here, because there's no way you just set up 3 fake chests and a ceiling that drops on them without having some reason for it. So,
quickly searching the area again, like as you did on the far wall, you find... Okay.
Second one.
you
find a section there underneath the ceiling that fell out, and you push on it, and you hear the grinding of stone on the wall, and it kind of swivels in place like Scooby-Doo wall style, where it like pushes open a few feet to like reveal a chamber beyond.
Let's get back to the mystery van.
And you can see through the gap opened up in the swiveled wall, a small room beyond with another chest.
Could it be a death trap? Find out next. Can I check for trap?
You may.
Do you want me to poke it with the gar?
You
Yeah.
could. I'll still check first. Or whatever. I'm looking at the floor and the ceiling, basically, to see if it looks like there's just, hey, you made it here. It's also shitty here. Get the phone.
You don't see anything. Studying for like, you kind of saw what the pressure plate sections looked like out there, what the ceiling looked like, and studying it pretty carefully, you just don't see that inside there.
Okay. You want to stab at it from a distance, Zig?
I'm gonna walk up and put my mouth on it.
Ah.
On what part of the
Far away to
chest?
tell.
On the lid, just like that.
This one isn't slime covered, so it's not quite as gross. It's just sort of old.
But it's got poop all over it.
It'll be slime
rats-
covered by the time I'm done with it.
And
Those rats actually
it's
poop
not a
all over.
mimic. It does not reveal itself as a mimic. God damn it. It appears to be, from your bird's eye view now, up close to it. There is a lock on it. Set into it. This one is more reinforced, sturdier chest with a lock set into the lid.
Eldak,
I'm
come
coming.
use your little female fingers to twiddle this lock.
Make sure it's not trapped.
Yeah, I'll check for
Check
traps
it.
first.
All right, go for it. Investigation.
$15.
Sort of checking it carefully. You think you see something. You kind of call Mel in for a little more light. And you definitely saw what you suspect in the brighter light. A needle trap, similar to what you've encountered
great.
before,
Great.
waiting to jam out on the finger of someone who tries to wedge the lock.
How does one disarm? Can I do? I could do that, right? Can I do
You
that?
can try, yeah,
I'm gonna-
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do I just do another Thieves' Tools?
Yeah.
Hit it really
Yep.
hard with a hammer and see what it does.
16.
All right, you just slip your. You have a dagger, right? I think, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a dagger. You slip
Or
it out.
I was gonna say he could borrow mine if anything.
Yeah, you kind of
I've got
Slip
2
your-
daggers on me.
sort of, use some of your food tools, and you just slip your dagger
They're
point out, and
utility
slide the tip just into the lock, and just like break
Just the tip.
just break the needle off inside.
Just the tip.
And then you use your thieves' tools to open it, and you can hear the little spring of the trap, but where there's no needle there. And then the lock opens. Click. As before you open the lid, though, something else catches your eye on the lid, and you sort of dust it off with your hand. And on the lid is an etched bit of markings in thieves' cant.
Oh.
And it's the Bloodhound
And it
Gangs.
says,
The roof.
This is
The roof.
Stiletto
The
shit.
roof is on fire.
what's
Oh.
it say?
It's
The
just
Don't need no
Stilettos.
water. Let this motherfucker burn.
That's what it says. It's their markings.
Burn, motherfucker. Burn.
Well, they don't need it.
so you lift the lid up.
What's in the box?
Inside is a sack. Inside, lifting it, you hear the sound of coins, and there's 100 gold and 100 silver pieces loose in a large sack. There's also set to the side 3, quart size, earthen jars with like a stopper on there, and then sealed up with wax.
Poison.
Bomb.
They're sealed.
Or is it alcohol?
3-quart
Okay,
size
find out.
jars.
They're like
sealed with wax, right?
earthenware, like ceramic jars with like a lid that's like stoppered on there, and then like sealed with some sort of wax.
Put those in zigzag for later.
Why do they need to be in my bag?
I'll grab them.
What's wrong with your bag?
I'll hold them. I have the jars.
Okay.
And then
My
we'll
bad.
just.
My bag's for heads. Hey, check up for any false compartments.
Okay.
Do we just split the gold and silver?
Yeah, we split the gold.
What, 25 up
Yep.
piece of each?
25, 25.
I want to check for any
Yeah, I need
secret
that.
compartments.
I got gold.
$15 for investigation again.
Okay. Yeah, you
Secret compartment.
you know turn the chest over, just thoroughly search it. Doesn't appear to be anything else here. After a thorough search.
Just it. Just the stuff in it.
Okay. Well, I walk over and I flip the chest over just in case there's anything underneath it.
No. In fact, you guys lifted it up a little bit when you were searching for false bottoms and stuff. There's nothing underneath it.
All right. Well, I think we're done here. Yeah, we need to go blow open this door. Looking for any sort of pressure plates and stuff along here, though.
Okay.
I know it's been
You can
booby
make a
trapped.
perception as you go along. Okay. Slowly and carefully make your way down there. There's no booby traps or hanging slime or anything. You come across at the end of this passageway. There is a rusted gate sort of blocking the tunnel here. It doesn't look like a lock per se, it's just like a sewer grate, but this one is rusted and fairly weak.
Don't need to tell me twice.
Are you using just swinging the hammer at it? Or just
Yeah.
strength, or are you just using your...
No, I'm gonna swing the hammer at it.
Clang, clang! Some of the bars shatter in the middle where they're sort of corroded and then break, and after a bit you can sort of bend them out, and it's a little bit of a squeeze, but you get to where you know enough where you can squeeze through.
Okay.
Gonna explore that there, go through? Okay.
Yeah.
So following there, it goes down. The tunnel runs for quite a ways, and then sort of intersects with a vertical shaft. And then there's another sturdy gate on the other side that's a little bit harder, and after some trying and clanging to try to get it open, you can't wedge it open. And you probably could, given some better tools and a little more time, but you decide to try the vertical shaft, and there's a ladder that goes up, much like sort of the one you came down. It goes up into another runner line, like you were the very small one where you first came down, and is narrow and short ceiling. But then it continues up, and you climb up a bit more, and there's a grate that you can hear the sounds of hoof beats and the city, and you can see light, and you are basically coming up to some sort of grate to the surface.
Yeah. This is a dead end. Just leads back to the surface. We should go back the other way and talk to Clive and gang.
Alright. I guess. You could always check those things. I didn't take a real good look, but I don't know if anything would be in them. And I mentioned these. Since I didn't take a look at them when we were resting.
Okay.
I don't know.
So back we go.
Okay. All right, you return back down to the here and back through the bent bars and into the spillway room.
Yeah, and then look at these.
You're gonna get down in the water again. You have to get down. They're like below the. Those run below the walkway you're on.
Like drains, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna inspect them from here. I don't think. I don't
Well,
see any reason to-
unfortunately, you can't really see into them from here because on your right is a wall, and then they're like below you.
Okay, fine.
Sorry, I mean it's just. So you hop back down into there, and search through
Nothing,
there.
I haven't been in the water before, so whatever.
Yeah, you're all in for a penny, in for a pound. Not much in there. You sort of look around this one. You kind of crawl under there and look around this one, and then when you get to this one, you see something in the water pushed up against the culvert, sort of stuck across it. And reaching your arm in there and pulling it out, you fish out a desiccated, half-rotted body, blue cloak, sort of halfway, flat against the culvert, like blocking it a little bit and backing it up. Rush of water pulls down, and as you pull up the limp body, a huge section, like of his side, is just straight missing, with large teeth marks into
We
it.
might never know what killed him. I throw it up onto the walkway here.
Okay.
Ew!
It's pretty disgusting and rotted, but with a brief search, you do locate a key among
Okay,
his possessions.
I go check this one.
Okay, yeah, you check that, and there's nothing
Okay.
in that one.
I get out and I come back to the body. Throw it over my shoulder. Oh, we might as well bring it back.
We could probably leave it here for now. Like, put it by
We're bringing it back.
or something.
He's
Put it
got
in
his
the corner
mindset.
with the
You know how
Zig's
Zig is.
hands are full now. If you encounter any more combat, he has got a Hydra head in one hand and a rotting body over the shoulder.
No,
God damn.
I don't have a Hydra head in my hand. I ran a rope through the Hydra head's mouth and out its neck
It's
hole that I cut
too
open.
big to
Like a
crank.
string.
It's too big. Let's just say you left it sitting here for your way out. It's like
Like a
I said. It's like
stringer.
almost like several feet across and like 2 to 3 feet long.
I know, and if you'd let me explain what I did, then you'd hear that I took care of it. There's a rope going through its mouth, out its neck hole, and I have it strung across my shoulder like a bandolier. So it's like hanging on my back, basically.
It's a giant 80-pound backpack in addition to your armor.
Exactly.
All right.
He can hold like a shit ton of pounds.
Okay.
I'm a mule.
Okay.
Good thing he's not
Fair
jumping into cisterns 80 extra pounds. Oh, wait.
I'm not losing my head.
I mean,
Don't
I do
worry,
dump the body here.
Okay.
Sort of.
Beta.
Well, I don't dump it there. I dump it in the corner over here, so it doesn't like if a big wash of water comes down here, it doesn't like blow
Okay.
the body back into the water.
Okay.
Are we
Go try
going
this
to go
key.
look at the... Yeah.
Okay. The key opens up the locked portcullis, and you can, and you can unlock the gate in it and open it up. Sure. Rusty gate swings open. Beyond is a large cistern room. The walkway on the right-hand side is sort of broken in a section there. And on the far side is a passageway or a tunnel, another sewer tunnel that leads out.
I guess we go out. Does the cistern look deep?
Yes. It's murky and hard to tell, but yes, you get the impression that it is.
Okay. I move around the outside and walk over this way.
Okay. You're going to exit out that way?
Yeah.
Okay. It
I'm still
follows...
walking behind us.
Just
in case.
It continues a ways, intersects with a number of other passageways and sewer lines. You eventually find another way up to the runner lines, and then up to where you can see the light and hear the sounds again. You get the impression You could probably spend a long time exploring all over down here, but this is the quickest route to get out this direction.
Alright, turn around. It's worthless.
All right. Going back
Okay.
over the dead body.
All right.
Back
Grab
through.
your.
I locked the gate afterward.
Okay. Lock the gate back
I
up.
grab the body.
Okay. You pull it, and with a sickly rip, the arm like rips free as you try to drag it.
Oh, I grabbed the arm. I'm like, oh, we don't want to leave this behind.
You're right.
Are you giving them back the key?
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't want to hang out in the sewers, do you?
No, not particularly.
That was the best. No. Not really.
Not so much.
It was great.
All right. So you
I
return.
appreciate the RP.
I did too.
You return back down the slime tunnel and then up through the narrow passageway and then up the tunnel into the side and out into the subterranean section where the Breakwater Gang have a hideout. And Linton, the man who sent you down there, is sort of lounging on a wall nearby. You come back out. Any sign of the... Oh my god, what happened to you?
I hold out the
Oh, what's that smell?
rotten dead arm and go to shake his hand
You know
Oh.
what would have been hilarious?
God.
That's just Zig.
Give me a hand, and then you put the hand out, and then he grabs that, and then you let go.
You know what would have been even more funny?
That would have been
if you were
funny.
pushing the Hydra's head up first, so what was coming out was just the head, the Hydra's head.
He's like, oh my god, what's that? Holy shit, what is that? He's sort of, yeah, now he's sort of walking around you to look at this huge head that's strapped on your back. Is that a dragon?
Yeah, it was a
I don't
dragon
know,
in the
do I know what a hydra is?
I don't-
I probably might from my sail.
Yeah, we say yes. You'd never seen one before, and now you certainly do.
There's probably
Yeah, I feel like a lot of stuff is more like
old wives' tales, word of
yeah,
mouth kind of
shit you
stuff.
hear
Yeah.
people say, and you're like, yeah, all right, buddy.
Like, no, it's not a dragon, you idiot. It's a hydra.
I feel like people wouldn't believe us.
Good God. Oh,
when
that's...
we say we fought a
Jonesy,
Hydra's
and he
with,
sees you dragging the body out, as emerging from the tunnel with it.
Yeah, we aren't sure how he died.
Just
I think he
leave
just drowned.
that. Him. Come on. And then leads you, you know,
He wanted
back
you to
the-
have this, and I handed him the arm.
Oh, God. He kind of tosses it onto the pile where the body is. Oh, it's going to smell this whole place up. We're going to have to... Yeah, he does deserve a
Make some
burial,
more.
I suppose. Thank you for bringing him back, I think.
Bake some more pies.
Leads you back to the building.
Here, I've got some stuff for the crust, and I like reach under the shoulder plate and like scrape out a bunch of crap and throw it on the ground.
Splat.
I need a bath after that.
Ditto.
The rest of some of the other crew members are sitting in the house still, and Cliven is there. Well, I don't even have to ask. I could see you took care of whatever the hell that is.
My buddy, and I like grab the head and like swivel it up onto my shoulder, and I like articulate the mouth. I'm like, "Hello."
So charming.
This is what Zig does.
So it's clear down there then. We could try to locate the gateway.
Oh yeah, here, and I throw the key at him.
Ah, all
Run around the
right.
sewer, go ahead.
Yeah, they
There's
kind
a
of
dead-
all nod and smile like, yeah, all right.
There's a dead body in a blue cloak down there as well.
Yeah, they drug Jonesy's body out of there. Well, I
There's
feared
also
something
a
that happened.
room with 3 fake chests that got destroyed and 1 real chest that we took everything out of.
Okay. We don't have any stash down
It was
there.
the Stilettos.
No, not at all. Oh,
It was
so they've
their
been
stuff.
down there.
Yep.
Somehow they have access to that area. I wonder
There
if they.
was
That
it
explains-
looks like we found a way through a portcullis.
Yeah, that's. And he kind of shakes the key in his hand. Well, that's. All right then. We should be able to get through there now. I wonder if they can get through there too. This could be how they're getting over into this area without being detected sometimes. Well, if nothing else, we can use this to help control this whole district. Thank you. Guys,
You're welcome.
Sort of give him a
Woof.
nod.
now that we can have access to all the tunnels down there, we could certainly slip in and out up to the edge of probably beyond where your inn will stand. So you have our word. We'll keep an eye on the place.
I lean over to Eben and whisper, "We aren't really gonna let Zig take that head out into the street."
Yeah,
How are you gonna stop him?
I gotta go find a taxidermist.
It's true.
Do you not remember when he jumped back into the ocean to get the crocodile head that was on the front of the canoe?
Oh man, that's right. You have a whole collection of skulls and things.
Yeah,
Yes, he does.
It's pretty cool, honestly.
That's
it's
what I'm
pretty
saying. We just put a bunch of skulls all around the
bar?
like trophies around.
Yeah,
the
that's actually a pretty
tavern.
cool idea. Yeah.
the bar is going to be
like a museum, and that's what's gonna get all of our customers.
gonna
We're gonna
have
be
all
the most
kinds of
expensive
stuff.
place. Oh,
We are the
Profit.
Skullbound Tavern.
Profit.
Listen.
all I can think of is profit.
So I
Dude,
asked
half for kids.
Mike Cliven. So this place has all kind. Where's the nearest taxidermist?
Is there such a thing as taxidermy?
I don't know.
There might be.
Maybe I say preservist. I don't know. Somebody who can turn this into a trophy. And I point at the head. And I articulate the mouth.
Yeah,
going,
there might. I want to
I
say
wanna
there might
go
be like
on
a
a
scanner
wall.
of some sort or some shit.
I'm going on a wall at the bar.
I honestly could not tell you. So that's quite impressive.
There's 4 more down at the bottom of the cistern, but I couldn't get them.
There's 4 more of these down there?
4 more
Yes.
heads. It's a single
You had
monster.
5
It's got
heads?
It's a hydra. Come on. You had a grandma, right?
Wow.
You've heard tales of hydras. Honestly, the hydra wasn't that big of a deal. It was the stupid slime that did more damage.
I don't know about that.
To Zig it did.
So giving him the key, they're very pleased with that. They kind of, you guys converse for a bit longer, and I guess you have a pretty good rapport with these guys. You get a semi-trusting feeling. I mean, they are a band of thieves, but
I do tell him, I say, now if we ever need access down there, you're going to give us access.
yeah, absolutely. I think we can definitely have an arrangement. We'd ask that you don't reveal this place, of course, but yes.
What's the secret password then? It's not, hey, any thieves in there? Because that worked.
It did
How about
work.
I'm looking for
And
some
she
of
knew to
Grandma's-
she knew to expect you, though.
True.
Tell her that you need a moonberry pie.
That sounds delicious.
It does.
Okay.
Uh,
Moonberry pie.
but I have a feeling she will remember you.
Who doesn't?
So you kind of, like I said, they're thieves. They specialize more in sort of actual heists and things like that than the mugging and robberies of the stilettos, and though you don't completely trust them. They're obviously a band of thieves. They don't seem to be trying to do it, and they seem genuinely appreciative of the help you gave them. If any advantage you give them, it certainly seems better than the Stilettos in the area where your bar is. So this seems like a win-win. And you work out how you can contact them here should you need them. As you're sort of conversing with them and, becoming somewhat friendly with them or whatever before you leave. At one point, Trix arrives and you begin recounting to her the story of the Hydra, I'm sure, and articulating the head and so forth for her. I have a feeling you wouldn't be able to resist. And as you're engaged with that, Cliven sort of pulls Eldak aside, off to the side, for a more private word.
Oh.
And says, we appreciate all the help from you, you and your group. If you need anything, training, supplies, access to materials, you can come see us later, and we can arrange whatever you need, probably.
I'll keep you to that. Thank you.
So, recognizing you are, a thief, as well. So, or not a thief. I'm sorry, a rogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First edition.
Sneaky.
Can't stop calling them thieves.
Dirty thief.
So, and then you exit. For brevity's sake, you're gonna find a. I don't even know. Is there such a thing as a taxidermist?
I would think there would be.
And I was gonna say maybe some sort of tanner or animal sort of handler type character. I don't know.
I am not going to follow Zig around with his big, nasty, smelly head. I am going straight back to the inn to take a long soak bath to get rid of this nasty smell.
Yeah, I'm bouncing
I need to find-
as well. I
need to find
be
somebody to
cleaned.
preserve this somehow.
I
Needs to be turned into a trophy at somehow. Don't know who I need to talk to for that, but
Evan, where are you going?
I'm figuring that out right now.
Are you going with Zig or are you coming with us?
honestly, I think when I walk out of this place, the head will get the least amount of attention over the smell. Since I'm
Well-
basically a walking sewer right now.
Yes, you are.
I'm going back to get cleaned.
Yeah.
Put my nice clothes on. Again.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on Eldak and I as we leave, so that people
They just smell
the
shit.
scent, they don't see us.
They don't see us, but they just smell shit. Literally.
Like, oh, what was that?
So you, for the sake of brevity, you locate a place that specializes in tanning and trophy making of this sort, and it's called the Silver Standard, and it's run by a fairly aged half-elf. He's got long, straight golden hair, blue eyes, kind of pink sunburned skin. It's actually, for a half-elf, he's kind of surprisingly ugly. A little bit of a sort of sharp features. Well, I mean, elves are generally thought of as,
As gorgeous.
as appealing, yeah. He kind of, he smells of a little bit of strange spices, not like for food, but some sort of spice or chemical that he's using in the process. And there are different, buck heads mounted and some examples of trophies of other animals. You're not the first, noble or whoever who want to mount something for their wall. So he's like, what have I? Holy shit! Yeah, it doesn't even need to ask what you're there for, as you plomp a bloody, freshly killed Hydra head on a large work table there. So what do you? He kind of studies it for a moment. So what are you thinking? Are you thinking skull and bleached, or do you want more lifelike?
As lifelike as possible. Let's make this.
Brooding. He kind of looks at you, sort of imagine. You thinking brooding, fearsome face, or action, maw open? Kind of liking maw open. Yeah. What do you think? What are you imagining here?
Make it look like it's gonna bite your face off.
Yeah. Well, bringing it in so fresh is certainly makes this work a lot easier. For something like this, it'll be about 200 gold pieces. I have access to magisters who will help, and it will look exquisitely real.
Okay, that'll work.
All right. So that'll be ready in, take like a week or something for it to be ready. You tell him.
I'm gonna give him 10 platinum pieces and 100, just to keep my
perfect
stock variety.
You tell him where you're gonna have it delivered. I assume to the inn on the corner there, and you'll have a trophy ready in the future.
To be renamed in.
Possibly in to be named later.
DM,
Hydra's head.
how many bathtubs did we have to buy?
Hydra.
How many bathtubs do you have? I think you have 0.
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't check the rooms? There's no
People
bathtubs
specifically
here.
said you want to outfit like the inn part, the bedrooms, the beds. I would assume that would be sort of part of that.
Yep.
When you arrive back at the inn, haven't been gone most of the day. It's kind of getting on toward evening.
Me and my 2 invisible friends walking down the street.
Wait, she made you invisible?
She made herself and Eldak invisible.
Just so you didn't have to be seen with Zig? I'm sorry, I missed that. I was looking for this guy. Oh God. Okay. But it's sort of a little bit of a hubbub of activity going on. Ramona's there, Sharkbait's there, Pleasant's there.
Sweet. When we're inside, I drop the invisibility, and I'm like, Ramona,
Scurvy's
right now,
gone back to the boat, but
find a tub.
but Two Fingers is there as well, interested to check out the place. They've been at work. They've gotten most things stockpiled, things set up. It looks like your large table has arrived. Probably wasn't really supposed to be ready for a while, but we'll just get to it. You have like a long, elaborate table built for the main area now. It's carved out of this beautiful dark wood, richly polished, and like lacquered on top to kind of protect it, from spills or whatever. And it's very thick wood. There's a set of long benches that go with it. At the either end of the long table, it's got like huge brass covered like things that look like feet. They're not clawed, but they're sort of, you know what I mean, like big knobbed feet, and it's really good workmanship. So this is what they brought, and you still owe them some money for the rest of that?
Yeah, it was half.
I think we paid
half
half.
on delivery. Yep.
Yeah, so it was how much more? I should start writing these things down a little better.
I'm sure I have this down somewhere. Hold on.
I think it was you paid 100. Was it 200 gold? Or was it 300 gold?
I
don't
was
think it was
thinking 2.
300.
Yeah, so
It's either 2 or 250.
yeah, I think it
Two
was
is what I
2.
thought I
So
remembered.
they paid
You
100
paid
gold out of the
50. Did you pay 50 or 100? Was it like 215? You paid 50, you owed 2, or
I'm
was
pretty-
it 200?
I think they paid
or
half.
100?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we
Okay.
each paid like 30 gold or,
And
you know.
so the
Yeah, it
crew
came out of the
that were there
funds.
paid them with the rest of the, or some of the money that they had from the sale of the stuff. They've also purchased to hang above it on like a large. It's not a chandelier, but like more medieval style, like with more iron and woodworked thing that hangs, and then like candles and lights can hang above it to hang in the center of the room. There's of course the tables and benches that they already brought, so you guys are well on your way to getting stocked. You guys get sort of cleaned up, I guess. You send somebody out to buy tubs.
Ramona out to buy a tub.
Pleasant's like, I'm on it. I'll help. And they go off because they'll buy some large barrels cut in half that can act as like
But
tubs.
Everybody's gonna want to have those tubs back by the time I get to the bar because
Right.
as soon
So
as I
step
walk
to
in,
it.
they're gonna smell it.
So yeah, so you get some like huge barrels that are like cut in half to act as like tubs,
Oh, thank God.
and kind of get that set up.
Burning that red zest.
And somebody starts actually heating some water for one, knowing everyone's sort of mentioning that Zig will need one immediately. Yeah.
More
When you
concerned about
return.
washing my armor off.
Yeah. So when you return, you guys get cleaned up, and then you were at the inn. I don't know if you had something in particular you wanted to do. Otherwise, I'll just go forward, I guess.
How long of a time was that?
I don't know. It's like
Probably a
evening
few
time
hours.
when you're all done with,
Day.
yeah, you spend the day doing this.
Okay.
Um,
Somewhere before the end of the week, whenever we get there, our next step along the way is the wedding. I want to hunt Ken down at night at the Blue again.
you want to hunt? I'm
The
sorry.
trash can.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kent. I want
Okay.
to hunt Kent down again,
Okay.
and
Okay.
looking to get more information on the.
Okay. In the evening, as you guys are getting food and so forth, before you do that, there's a large rap at the door.
I checked to see what it is.
Pleasant, go answer the door.
It is Harrison Blacksteed with several of his, servant entourage.
Are they the same guys we've seen before?
Yeah, a couple just like manservant people that are sort of, the inconsequential little dudes around him.
I open it and Harrison.
Good evening. Oh, it's starting to look more cozy. I thought I would bring you a gift. In good faith as well, because I know you'll be going soon, and I appreciate this. Kind of like,
If
And
it's
they've got a-
freshly fucked bear. We don't want it.
oh, no such luck for you. You'll have to settle for ale.
Okay.
Oh,
And
no.
they have
Bring it
a
in.
cart behind them, and they roll in like 5 large kegs of ale.
I turned to Zig. Don't drink them all tonight.
This
And he kind of steps in as the people are rolling it in. I figured you'd need a little something to get your place off the ground. This is Dirty Elephant Ale. It's pretty good stuff. You'll certainly, not the swill you'll find in the dock quarters. If you need people if you like it, you can let me know, or if you need contacts in some of the breweries, we can help you out. But for now, something to get you started. And they sort of wheel in the kegs and stand him up behind the bar, so you have a little something to get started on. Oh, and he sort of really like the look of the place. It's good as they're stacking the barrels back there, and kind of sees your map out on the table, and and something else as well. Since I'm sure you'll be heading out to the catacombs soon, as you said. If you go up here, and he points a spot on the map, I know a great place. Set you up with horses for the ride. I'll have it all arranged for you. Tell them that I sent you, and they'll know that you'll be arriving. And as long as you return with the horses, and it'll be on me. Lose the horses, they'll probably charge you for them. But make your journey a bit quicker.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
He hangs around for a little while longer if there's anything you wanted to ask him or do. Otherwise, once his people are done stacking the kegs back there, he...
What's the name of the person that this lady's marrying?
He doesn't know. It's not the right person to ask.
We don't know what.
I don't know.
I don't know that he said. I think he kind of refused to say.
He did say.
He said who it was.
say-
We didn't get a name, if I remember correctly.
I want
What
to
do you
say
mean he
metric,
said-
but I know that's obviously not it.
He said he was like some.
He said he was a nobleman,
Yeah.
but
that's
I
all.
don't remember if he said like
Okay, so I just
blah,
say,
blah 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 blah.
hey Harrison, you know of any noble weddings going on in the next 2 weeks?
There's always some aristocrat or another getting married or something. Can't think of
Yes.
anything too noteworthy. I don't keep up on all of that. I believe I heard something about a wedding. There's to be a small affair at the Rose Gardens or something. Rose Grounds. Some sort of
Brody
fight.
Marbrand. We did get a name.
That's it.
Marlboro. See? Marlboro. What was
Marbrand. Rody Marbrand. That's what I wrote.
Marlboro Man.
Marbrand.
My brand.
My
Marlboro,
brand.
man.
Look with your special eyes. My brand.
My brand.
I'm never not gonna. Oh, god damn it. That's it. That's it forever. Rody, my brand.
You're welcome. So yeah, do we mention that then? Do we just go specifically to that person, or no?
I will. Like, what do you
Okay.
know about the My Brands?
Yeah, that's the name. That's the one. Yes, I did hear something about it. He's getting married, I think, in a few weeks or something. I can't recall. I
You
only
know
heard because
the
they're
name
going to
of his
be.
wife or soon-to-be wife.
I'm trying to think. I've met him once or twice. He's sorry, checking my notes. Pardon me.
No stress, welcome.
He owns a number of residential properties. He's sort of a member of the Valen Court, but he's attached tangentially at best. He holds quite a bit of property on the west side, neighborhoods, apartment buildings. They're pathetic, frankly. They're low rent, terrible.
Slums.
Definitely slums. But he
Man,
collects
man.
rent. He collects a fair, high rent from the people that live there, and owning property will, essentially makes you effectively a noble in this city. He's marrying someone. I can't recall the name. From some family in Cimarec. I can't recall the name. A minor house somewhere out there. I don't really pay attention to a lot of politics, and frankly, if it's inside the city, it's interesting to me because of business. Nobles of foreign cities are of very little interest to me.
We heard he was also going to have, I believe, a fighting show of some sort. during his
Yes,
wedding.
that's why I recall. He's
I heard a mention of an older gentleman. Do you happen to know who that is?
no, I have not
We're
heard. I
taking
heard
him
there
a
was
place?
going to be. This
Some-
Rhodey fancies himself as a wishes really wannabe adventurer. If you ask me, we met at a party one time, and
Some
he was
hero
asking me to
of some
regale him the
gate.
stories of the things our adventuring band had done, but I quickly became disinterested. He was sort of a hanger-on. But yes, a lot of the nobles love these tournaments and fights. I haven't heard who's going to be fighting.
Some hero of something gate or other. I don't remember.
I have not heard of the Battle of Gate something or other.
I'm terrible with. I don't remember. It was mentioned last time. The guy is the hero of blah blah blah.
I
It's
didn't
a
write
little
that down, but I don't
fuzzy.
know
You
that.
were kind of wasted, to be frankly honest. So,
Yeah. The fact that you got hero out of that.
does anybody else remember who it was?
I don't have it.
I didn't write it down. I don't remember.
It's all right. I could
Wasn't
probably
wrong.
ask around and find out.
No, that's not important.
Okay. All right. Well, they finished setting up the kegs over there, and
It doesn't matter who they trot out.
good luck to you. And they'll expect you if you want to get outfitted for the journey. You could be that. You could be there in less than a day on good horseback. Just follow the directions I gave you, and be safe. And
We'll do.
then he's, stop hanging around me. Let's go. Come on, get the cart ready. Hovering about. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Well as dream. I'm trying to think of I don't know. I need to come up with something like a colloquial
Bud day.
god sort of
Day.
thing you say. But I don't know
Bud
what
day.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know where that started, but
It's just because Grog's an idiot. That's
is
it.
that something he says? Okay, so it's sort of like
Yeah,
Stanima.
Yeah.
yeah.
Bud day?
Because it was, I think, originally "Be Pleased" or some shit like that, and
It
then
was
I was like,
beep
okay.
beep. No, it was beep. Be pleased, and then he says beep beep, and then
Was it written in a sigil?
Oh, it was
Yeah.
not. And then
A brassiere.
And then
a
people
single
were
That's
just
brassiere.
saying-
mine. That's mine. Yeah.
people were just saying good day, and then he says bud day. 'cause
Bidet.
He's just dumb.
Maybe that should be the name of the bar, the Brazier Sigil.
That's when I commit seppuku.
Have you been to the Blazer?
Sorry.
No.
All right, I gotta get a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe he could inform us on some shit we don't know about, but nope.
Well, if somebody sober that was present could remember the name of the whatever this guy.
I didn't write that down. I wasn't there during the conversation,
Yes,
but I
you
was
were.
listening. No, I mean like I was passively listening through my cup. That's besides the point.
No.
No, you were there.
That
That was in the alley.
that
That
was
was
in
when
the
I
alley.
stumbled.
it was when we were-
You're right. Oh yeah, I didn't.
That was when he stumbled back.
When we almost murdered him.
Because of Mellison.
Yeah. They drank a potion of
It's
mind
warm
fuck.
as hell up here. Why it's so warm? It's 57 degrees outside. Why is it
It's burning in my
57
room. And I
outside and
hate it.
November 5th.
I don't know how warm it is in here.
Probably the same
Somewhere
reason there were tornadoes on November 5th.
Somewhere around 70. Well, the air conditioner's not on, so it's gotta be. Because it was hot in here yesterday.
It's hot here
I
right
want to
now.
listen. I want to listen to that cool party song again. That was a good song.
Come
Where is
on,
it?
Bobby, let's go party.
No, that was not it. Where
I'm
did
gonna
it
check
go?
the air conditioner now that you say that.
There it is. Oh, I see why this is in the Chrono Trigger one. It starts off with the, I think it's Frog's theme. No, this might be the main theme. Uh-oh, everything's gonna be messed up again.
Uh-oh.
I'm good. My shit was being stupid. We're good to go. You guys hear me, right?
Yep.
Did anybody hear, oh, damn it, Hans.
Fuck you. You piece of shit.
God damn it.
That's a little aggressive.
You got my message, right, Hans?
Maybe not.
Okay. It's not super important.
I wish that bot worked in here just for the random
That'd
gift.
be awesome. Yeah.
Best part about that bot.
Okay. So you're gonna do that before. Okay. So it's gonna be hard to do secret room with recording stuff. I just realized this.
Yeah.
People will just tune into the channel to get the secret knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
You could do it through just IM stuff, but it's more typing.
Yeah. Oh, that's not as fun either.
It is not gonna require conversation. Not yet, at least.
What are we doing? What? Hoo-ha?
Secret stuff.
What did I miss?
Yeah, we'll just do it here. So as you guys were getting ready, so I'm gonna back up because I wasn't reading my messages. As you returned back and everyone was getting the bath equipment ready and checking out the new stuff, when you returned back, and Melusine dropped her invisibility spell, and you were, returning and getting everything ready. Eldak was not with you. He sort of disappeared on the way back. But you decide that he may have just done something on his own. And I suppose you could assume something more nefarious if you wish, but because I already described the
I look at
evening
Mel and I'm like, see what happens when you put people invisible?
I know. They just go wander off. But I was
They
not
don't wander off, but you can't be trusted with putting
anything like that.
the right people with invisibility.
you,
Invisibility privileges taken
on
away.
your own, sort of cut
Why
off
didn't I get first
toward the
pass?
north end of the city, where you return sort of into the procession district, and off one of the main streets near the gate, approach this building. It's just evening, and but the streets, especially the streets up there, are still quite a few people out. And there's a building with a large, several-story but big wooden front and open storefront doors still open for business. There is some people going in and out, some activity there. There is a side area that's got a large wooden gate that's at this time half open. You can see stables and horses back there, sort of in there, and like somebody's leading out, or actually leading back into there from the street, like a riding horse back into that area. And this is the outfitters that you previously passed and took notice of when you were coming back this way.
Okay.
I think it's interesting. He's just walking along, all of a sudden, invisibility drops.
You probably expected it. It was going to happen at some point. Yeah, you're visible at this point. Some point that was dropped.
That's fine.
Did you want to go check out inside, or?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right, and then you return a little later back to the group, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Did you get your bath while you were out? Or do you?
Oh yeah, fuck that. I'm getting clean somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
not
when
waiting
you
for
when you
people.
get back, they've got baths and stuff. So.
Okay. Well, I'm doing that and soaking for like an hour.
I get first dibs on it though. So I get all the. I actually started with the cold shower, and I'm like, okay, bring me more water later. Yeah.
When he comes back in, though, I sort of come by. Everything all right?
Yeah, we're good. Everything's good. I
Ever
had to
since
check
we got
something.
here, it doesn't seem to be good.
It's just
I
weird
know
being
you've
back
been
here.
here before.
Yeah. No, things are
but
fine.
obviously, there's things going on beyond
It's
that.
just weird being back and
And the
I
stilettos.
not worried about them right now.
All right.
I just wanted to walk through an area that I haven't been to in a bit. That's it.
All right. Sort of just give him a nod. Leave him be. Reading my child workbook. Zig is a potato. Zig is a potato.
I pass him on the stairs as he's going up, going, we have bathtubs.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. It has
There.
simple words. You kind of kind of practice the alphabet and the sort of rough type of sounds, and like strong guttural language sounds, and practice your alphabet, and then simple words at this point only.
Yeah.
See groom with axe, groom kill with axe. It's kid stuff for work, so.
God damn it.
Something over Tanagra. Gotcha. I go back to Star Trek again. Let's go.
Oh man, that's a good episode too.
It is. But yeah, so basically whenever I have some general free time, I'm gonna...
Talking about Star Trek episode what?
Yeah.
There was a Star Trek episode where it was like this weird.
Picard and another commander are transported to a planet, and the whole time he's like speaking in
Allegory.
where he
Yeah.
doesn't understand.
Okay.
And he's basically trying to describe to him an event that happened in their past or whatever, and that's how he figures out how to talk to them.
Sounds like the next generation, which is just a boring snooze fest because nothing ever happened except Picard talking to other people.
We know what Zig likes. In and out.
What?
in and out of
What?
Dharma Congelad at Tanagra.
There we go.
Exactly.
Shaka when the walls fell.
See, I've seen that phrase put places before. I don't know.
Temba, his arms wide. Sorry.
Give
Evan
me.
and I were doing it one day in the game. Umpteen billion.
Maybe that was.
Yeah,
Times
forever ago.
A long time ago, yeah.
I have
But
actually
yeah,
found a
but now that I'm
T-shirt
looking at the orc,
with this on it.
Give me Kirk.
Yeah.
Think Kirk, Mr. Talk forever, any day of the week. It's an alien. Shoot it or fuck it. One of the two. It's my kind of captain.
Sometimes both. But not in that
Set-
order.
Set phasers to tase so I can put my dick in it.
What?
Don't
seems
think that's an
aggressive.
actual Star Trek episode.
What did I consciously come back to?
It is. That's every Star Trek episode with Captain
It's
Kirk.
every Kirk episode.
We're gonna shoot it, and then I'm gonna have sex with it, or one or the other, at least.
Usually not in that order. Oh,
Was that
That's why
Picard or
Kirk is
Riker?
awesome. Doesn't matter. Next Generation sucks.
And roll for initiative.
Somebody's dead.
And roll for it.
Anyway,
Almost as good as Deep Space Nine, which was made by Whoopi Goldberg's character.
I've never actually seen Voyager or Deep Space Nine. We need to go through
They
those.
suck. They're terrible.
Okay. Well,
Suddenly a portal
most Star
opens
Trek
up and
people
a-
that I
and a
know,
man
they'll
with a
tell me how
laser
great they
comes out
are.
and shoots
So
Zig.
I didn't really like Voyager, but I did like.
most people I know will say they're really good because, well, like most people I know, they're like really excited. They're a little bit younger than me, and that's like more theirs. For me, Next Generation was like when I was like a teenager, and
All
it
I
was
know is,
amazing.
and I don't know if it was Deep Space Nine or Voyager. I'm not sure which one it was. Had some guy with giant ears that was always getting in trouble.
The
and-
Ferengi, that was Deep Space
The
Nine.
Ferengi, they're actually
And
from the Next
he
Generation,
always-
but they're
And he always talked to Whoopi Goldberg, who is like a bartender. And it was boring as shit.
Well, now that was probably. I wonder if she was.
It was a
Voyager.
space soap opera. Like,
I
and that's,
don't ever remember her being on Deep Space Nine.
what? We
Well,
just
he
watched
was
the
on-
entire thing. What are you talking about?
No, that's Next Gen.
Oh,
She
Deep
was on
Space
Next
Nine.
Gen.
Oh,
Deep Space Nine, they're on the space station, and Voyager, they're. But I never.
I don't know,
watched
but there was a
Voyager.
crossover. Like a lot of those people were in both of those.
Yes.
The one girl who's like the skinny sort of brunette. She was. I don't remember. Her people were all the refugees that they had to save in the one. I don't remember what her race was. But she was like another character in one of those shows too. I thought.
I mean,
don't think it was her, but it was somebody of her race.
the
No,
next
it's her.
generation.
War
next-
flipped.
The next generation took a Klingon, which was supposed to be this violent sociopathic race, and turned him into like this pacifist bullshit moron. Worf. It's like, oh yeah, we took the one good thing about this race and made him boring as shit. Now he just hangs out on the bridge and does whatever Picard tells him to do.
That's what I imagine Worf saying. Because he's always like struggling with that in the show. Okay, let's not talk about Star Trek: The Next Generation, unless we're done.
I'd actually not mind ending it here, so I got a bunch of shit to do tomorrow. So
Okay, I will. All right, we'll pick up from here next week. Is a good stopping point. I will pick up, and we can
Crazy man.
have a few things left to do in the city. So
I call an insurance company tomorrow and go to a ballet and go to work and